Yes, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How's everyone? How's everyone? Yes. Might as well start the procedures. I hate when I'm running late. That's what happens when you take a little time off and you just want to start. Get right here. Let me clean this up. Let me do this. Let me do that. Yeah, big up everyone. And yeah, there's the other thing that I needed to do. Yeah, as you can see from the title, man, the title says it all. I mean, apparently yesterday, I got something fast, man. It's 25 seconds. Hopefully, it plays 1 second. And I'm gonna continue playing this during the day, innit? So this kind of explains everything what's going on. So just bear with me.
Muslims under 18 to wear the hijab. They are trying to ban the wear of the hijab at universities and higher education. Mothers who wear hijabs will not be allowed to accompany their children on school trips. Muslim patients cannot request doctors based on gender for religious reasons. From July, the halal slaughter of chicken will be illegal. And lastly, Paris forced local halal meat stores to sell alcohol and pork. Islam is not the oppressor. The French government is.
Hello?
Hello. Assalamu
Hi.
alaikum. Yunus. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
How you doing, mate? Yeah, man. How's things?
It's been a long time. Yeah, everything's going good.
Yeah, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, alhamdulillah. I'm just, almost halfway through my second semester now.
Yeah, mashallah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. I got 2 months to go, then I need to do dissertations and that's it. So yeah. So it was a very good time for me. How about you?
I've been all right, bro. Just been busy, kind of working, and just life, and yeah, man. Took a little time offline. You get where I'm coming from, my brother.
Yeah. I was quite,
Yeah.
surprised that you was offline for, a large period of time. I believe
Nah,
it's
it was
about a
about a week.
fortnight.
It was about a
Oh,
week or so. Yeah, I just took a little week break off, and back to work. You know how everything is coming back to normality,
yeah.
slowly by slowly. Like everything's easing up, and everything's coming back to normality. So I've just been working, and can't live
Mm.
a furlough and can't live off of your savings all your life. You get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I
But anyway,
understand.
Jonas, let's get to the nitty gritty. France is it opening the doors for Islamophobia? What do you think? What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, when it came to France and all that, the last couple of months and the last 6 months, the last couple of years and all that since 2015, that for some reason, France got a serious problem, and that you have
Yeah.
people, that
I mean,
they have people,
mhm,
I'm all for instance, freedom of religion and all that,
mhm.
it's nothing. I don't see nothing wrong with the fact that a Muslim woman can wear hijab
I don't know.
in public places and stuff like that, including schools, banks and
Hmm.
stuff like that. Or
Hmm.
universities. I don't see any problem with that.
Uh-huh.
But when you have a country that says, for instance, that our belief is that as a national belief is that that you can't wear religious items when you go to
Yeah.
public places and all that.
Yeah.
And it's basically saying including other people, not just Muslims.
Yeah, but
And I think
majority
that
this is really targeted. If you look at sorry, if you listen to this for a quick split, give me 20 seconds and
yeah.
listen to what this sister's going for me. I've got more videos for us, I've got more information, but give me a quick 20 seconds and listen to this.
Muslims under 18 to wear the hijab. They are trying to ban the wear of the hijab at universities and higher education. Mothers who wear hijabs will not be allowed to accompany their children on school trips. Muslim patients cannot request doctors based on gender for religious reasons. From July, the halal slaughter of chicken will be illegal. And lastly, Paris forced local halal meat stores to sell alcohol and pork. Islam is not the oppressor. The French government is.
To be
Yes,
fair,
Jonas.
I think that's over the top. To be fair, I think that for instance, if a halal
Hmm.
shop, for instance, selling pork or alcohol,
I know.
alcoholic products against their will and all that, then I think it infringes on their liberties. So I think,
Yeah,
Personally, that's what I
then the
think.
French,
I
the
think
French,
it's
their
over
whole
the top and all
famous.
that. I do
Yeah, but you're
understand.
honest.
I
Mm-hmm.
do agree with France that for instance, integration stuff like that. They have, in regards to the French
Yeah,
government combating terrorism stuff like that. I do agree with France on that.
yeah.
You know, but when it comes to infringing on people's rights in regards to
When you say combating
selling
terrorism,
alcohol,
what does that
if
mean?
that's true, if that is
You're honest.
true,
You're
what she's
honest.
saying,
Sorry,
okay,
sorry. You're honest. Do you want to repeat what you just said? You said that them combating terrorism.
I do agree
What
with
do
the
you
French
mean when
government on
you
that.
what
Yes,
do you mean? What do you mean when you say stuff like that?
in regards to the fact that you have, first, I do agree with the French government because that's the only way to keep France safe.
Yeah. But when you
You know what I
said
mean?
France, I agree with France to combat terrorism. What is the how are you
In
negating
regards to
Islam
the fact
with
that you have
terrorism?
people, okay, for instance, I do agree with France the fact that they need to have like a shared French identity, national identity.
Yeah, but if you live in
It
a
can't
Muslim,
be
but
it can't
if
be
you're
separate
basing no, but
identities and that.
then again, you're honest. If you're basing your whole fabrics of your nation on multiculturalism, liberalism, we are one. Surely, shouldn't that count for everyone as an individual? You're honest. Well,
I do
what does
understand. Okay, I know where you come. I understand you, but the thing is, yeah, when it comes to if that's true, what the lady's saying in regards to in regards to alcohol products or pork and all that being
basically this is what it is,
being
brother?
sold
Yeah.
to be
Oh, girl,
deliberately
listen,
being
listen, no, brother, listen, listen, listen,
yeah.
listen. Let's be clear. Let's be clear with this language. Yesterday, France signed a deal saying that women under 18 going to school on under education cannot wear a hijab. Their mums going to visit them cannot attend with a hijab on that premises of the school. And on June, premises are not allowed to sell halal chicken and halal meat shops have to sell pork and alcohol inside the shop. Yonis, this is clear. This is what it says on a mandate. So as a Muslim, what do you think? Let's not move the goalposts. This is what it is. This is the factual evidence that we've got.
Yeah,
Huh?
if that okay, all right, okay. If that's the case, then that's a concern then, because
Mm.
now we're talking about essentially forcing people to do something they don't want to do. Like essentially, like for instance, a halal butcher shop has to sell pork or alcoholic products. It and it and and it's like it's kind of alien to the fact that it's counterintuitive to the idea of of essentially selling halal products and all that. How you're going to know the contamination, for instance, from the pork and other meat products there and all that.
Yeah,
And
but forget that. What
you
about
might
doesn't it
potentially.
doesn't no, but sorry, doesn't it concern you like Muslim women under the age of 18 are not allowed to attend higher educational education during the whole, from primary to secondary
Yeah,
school, age of 18, they're not allowed to wear a hijab. Their mum going to the school accompanying them cannot wear a hijab, Yunus. And on
yeah.
top of that, they're not allowed to the slaughter of halal chicken. Just slaughter. So halal chicken is going to be banned. And on top of that, you have to sell pork and alcohol at your premise. That's all it
I
is,
think that's
Jonas.
over the
That's the
top.
bill.
I think
That's
it's
the bill.
over. I
That's
think yeah. I think it's over the top by the French
it's like
government.
sister said. Look, listen. You cannot be mutual on this hijab bill in France. It's either you're with it or you're against it. Simple as.
All I'm saying is, Khalid, with all due respect, yeah, I think that's over
Go
the top
ahead.
by the French government. I think it's over the
Yes.
top, to be fair.
Yeah. But this
Uh,
is the problem. You see, when you said earlier, I negated to terrorism and this is even simply. I'm gonna say there's nothing. Hijab has nothing to do with terrorism. So
but
you
what
people,
I
I don't
made a
know. You have to be
distinction.
cautious. That's what I'm saying.
I made a
Language.
distinction on that. Khalid, I made a distinction on that. Yeah, I support the French government
But
in
you should even
regards
put them in
to.
two polarities. Forget distinction. You should even put them into two sentences already. As a
All
young
right, my
Muslim.
bad. Okay, but when I look at, okay, for instance, if like in totality, when I'm for instance, what the lady said and all that, and what the document allegedly says and all that,
Allegedly.
no,
You could
what
bring it
appears,
up.
what it does state
Not
for
allegedly.
instance, what
This
you read to
bill.
me.
I don't
Sorry.
know if someone in the chat or someone could send me the bill. We could post it up and we could all read it together out loud, or we could have it on a video and see verbatim, my brother, word for word, what it says. And for word, what it says again. Let me just repeat this again for anyone.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep playing this here. You know what I'm gonna do,
18
Jonas.
to wear
This
the
is
hijab. They are trying to ban the wear of the hijab at universities and higher education. Mothers who wear hijabs will not be allowed to accompany their children on school trips. Muslim patients cannot request doctors based on gender for religious reasons. From July, the halal slaughter of chicken will be illegal. And last year, Paris forced local halal meat stores to sell alcohol and pork. Islam is not the oppressor. The French government is.
That's all
Yeah,
I'm
I think that's
saying,
over the
Jonas.
top. Yeah,
It is clear.
I think, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I think that's over the top by the French government, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And I think,
Of course, it's
yeah,
over. For a country that's I think what was it I think we could finally should say that it was the most liberal country. Didn't it start liberalism in Europe?
but in a way, like, when you look at it, okay, you can't force people to actually sell products that they don't want to sell.
Ooh.
I don't understand. To be fair, okay, that's
Yeah, same here. I'm with you as well.
it's over the top. That's how I see it. To be fair, it's over the top. You can't force people. A person cannot force me to sell, beer or stuff like that. If I own a shop.
That's what I'm saying. If you imagine this, if you haven't
Yeah.
even got the license to have an alcohol permit thing, shouldn't they can't force you? Shouldn't this world of wars are murky?
Yeah.
You understand where I come from, Eunice?
Yeah, I think that's insane. I think that is insane, to be fair.
I've got a video for you, Eunice. Stay here for 10 minutes in it, yeah? Let's watch this video and I want to know what's your thoughts on this.
France is an unbreakable, secular, democratic and social republic that guarantees that all citizens are treated as equals before the law, regardless of their origin, race or religion, and that all religious beliefs are respected, as the 1958 French Constitution says. But is this the case? Is liberté, égalité et fraternité a reality in France?
Le combat contre le terrorisme islamiste est un combat global, un combat contre le fondamentalisme islamiste.
Sadly, Islamophobia and anti-Muslim feelings have increased ever since the terror attacks that targeted the satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo, or the mass shooting that happened in the Bataclan concert hall in the heart of Paris, killing more than 90 people more than 3 years ago. Muslims in France became the focus of an obsessive scrutiny of what they wear, what they do, and what they say, despite Islam being the second religion in France with 5.7 million Muslims. Islam has been criticized and Muslims have been discriminated against to the point of becoming the victims of a French system that wants to suppress any signs of affiliation to Islam.
Il faut donc mener le combat des consciences et faire jaillir au grand jour ce qu'est la réalité de l'islam en France.
Islamophobic sentiments have been endorsed by a divided political elite that has used republican secularism or laïcité as a tool for putting Muslims under scrutiny and questioning their loyalty to the values of the French Republic. The French far-right party under Marine Le Pen has used Islamophobia to openly attack and reject immigration and blame Muslims for social problems in France.
Rendez-nous la France!
The most affected people among the Muslims in France are Muslim women. Since the ban of the full-face veil in public in 2010, Muslim women have experienced discrimination on a bigger scale in French society. We will meet French Muslims from all walks of life who are fighting against prejudice and Islamophobia. They are simply fighting for justice, a word that sadly has long been forgotten by the French establishment.
C'est affreux, c'est une sorte de terreur insidieuse qui s'installe dans la société.
My first meeting takes me to one of the most symbolic places in Paris, La Place de la Nation, the Nation Square in the heart of the capital. The square includes a large bronze sculpture called the Triomphe de la République, the Triumph of the Republic, and in the middle stands the statue of Marianne in all her glory. Marianne is a national symbol of the French Republic, a personification of liberty. She is the symbol of secularism, but she is often used by anti-Muslim movements and political parties to criticize Muslim women who wear headscarves or full veils in France. For them, French Muslim women who wear hijab don't represent Marianne and don't represent liberty. This is in this symbolic square that I meet Elsa Ray, a young French woman converted to Islam.
Donc je m'appelle Elsa Ray, je suis militante depuis quelques années contre l'islamophobie notamment, mais aussi dans d'autres causes qui me tiennent à cœur en tant que femme française et musulmane.
Elsa is an inspiring and outspoken young woman. She shows me that indeed, freedom does not only belong to Marianne. Freedom belongs also to French Muslim women like Elsa, who embrace liberty with all their hearts.
Comment vous est venue en fait cette révélation par rapport à l'islam? Comment êtes-vous devenue musulmane?
Alors, comment je suis devenue musulmane? À vrai dire, c'est un cheminement extrêmement personnel. L'islam, c'était quelque chose qui m'attirait depuis longtemps. J'ai lu énormément de livres sur le sujet. J'ai fait un cheminement spirituel en fait qui a duré de nombreuses années, mais relativement seule. J'avais pas un entourage spécialement musulman. Et puis voilà, de fil en aiguille, je me suis rapprochée. Et puis à un moment donné, j'ai senti que c'était temps de franchir le pas. Et voilà, je suis entrée en islam, c'était en 2013.
Est-ce que vous avez eu des cas vraiment extrêmes de femmes, parce que vous avez sûrement dû travailler avec plein de femmes, des cas extrêmes où les femmes ont été bafouées, insultées ou même, voire battues?
Alors oui, au CCIF, on a eu, vous savez, j'y ai travaillé presque 3 ans. En 3 ans, j'ai vu passer des milliers de cas en fait, des centaines, pas loin de plus de 2000 cas, je pense. Beaucoup étaient très choquants. Moi, ceux qui m'ont le plus marqué, c'était les violences physiques, effectivement. Des femmes qui ont été agressées physiquement. Je trouve que c'est... déjà, se faire agresser, c'est très violent. Mais en plus, se faire agresser à cause de qui on est, c'est doublement violent, en fait. Les crimes de haine, vraiment, c'est quelque chose psychologiquement très, très dur. Donc, il y a des cas d'agression qui m'ont beaucoup marqué. Des femmes dont on avait arraché le foulard. D'ailleurs, c'est arrivé à une amie à moi. Donc, c'est extrêmement humiliant, c'est traumatisant, c'est violent.
Vous pensez que ce sont plus les médias qui influencent les gens ou plus les gens peut-être qui ont déjà leurs idées reçues ou
Alors, c'est une bonne question. Je me la suis posée aussi. Je me suis dit, est-ce que finalement, les Français sont si islamophobes que ça? Parce que quand même, moi, je suis un peu entre les deux mondes finalement, entre les deux communautés, si on peut parler de communauté. Moi, je m'aperçois au quotidien que finalement, les gens sont beaucoup plus ouverts d'esprit qu'on ne le croit. Alors évidemment, vous aurez toujours des gens qui vont tenir des propos, mais enfin quand même, on est en 2018, on est en France, les gens sont quand même de plus en plus ouverts d'esprit, je trouve, en tout cas ça évolue petit à petit, c'est pas non plus, voilà. Mais je me suis rendu compte que finalement, c'était quand même beaucoup plus, finalement les institutions sont beaucoup plus racistes que les gens ne le sont.
Les valeurs françaises vont complètement à l'encontre des droits humains. Parce que pour moi, le droit humain, c'est de pouvoir pratiquer sa religion, de pouvoir être ce que l'on veut être sans être oppressé, quoi.
En réalité, si vous regardez les textes de la laïcité, à la base, c'est une notion qui est vraiment très noble dans la République française.
My next meeting takes me to the district of Belleville, a working-class district that was the birthplace of the great French singer Edith Piaf. I meet Yasser Louati, a French young Muslim man, a passionate activist for the defense of Muslims and Islam in France.
My name is Yasser Louati. I'm a human rights and civil liberties activist. I was born and raised here in Paris. I founded and I chair the Justice and Liberties for All Committee, and we work on matters of repression and racism, because both of them are connected.
Yasser presents a radio show for France Maghreb 2 radio station, an engaging place that gives a voice to the French people of North African origin. It also allows a fierce resistance to Islamophobia in France.
I was born and raised in France, then I moved abroad and I was exposed to the Gaza massacres in the 1980s with the first Intifada. That had a huge impact on me. Then you have the legacy of colonization, which runs through Northern African families. My family is from Tunisia, so of course we did not experience what the Algerians experienced, but we did experience the solidarities with our Algerian brothers and sisters. And of course, the way settlers were behaving in France. And of course, then in my own family, I had opponents to the dictator, Zine al-Abidine Ben Ali. So all of that makes you grow up in an environment that is very critical of the way society is evolving, be it in France or Tunisia. And as the situation is deteriorating in France as we speak, and in the way you grow up as a French non-white kid, you can either accept white supremacy or you fight it. The perception of Muslims in France is a direct legacy of France's colonization and France's manufacturing of the non-white other. When it comes to Muslims, they today represent whatever France wants to fight and wants to dominate. Of course, Muslims are welcome when they are wealthy individuals coming from Saudi Arabia or the UAE, to name a few, but when they are French citizens, they are not welcome. And as Muslims are now saying, I am a French citizen and I demand my rights, that becomes problematic because there is this perception that French Muslims should be somehow grateful for being here, grateful for being given a citizenship, when in fact France should be grateful for having these Muslims. Why? Because while France's white elite was, for example, collaborating with the Nazi occupier, you had Muslims fighting them to kick them out of the country. When France was demolished after the Second World War, they called Muslim workers to rebuild France and spur the economy. So it's a clash of visions of what France is and how France should evolve. And that's why Islamophobia in France is just the latest manifestation of structural racism in France. Before it was racism against blacks and Arabs, and before that against Jews, and we know where that led in the 1930s and 40s. But today, Islamophobia, unfortunately, has become the acceptable form of racism, that it's okay to be Islamophobic because you are just targeting a religion. No, you are targeting a religion and directly targeting those who practice that religion. And therefore, in the name of secularism, in the name of, in French we call it anti-religiosity, you are definitely putting millions of Muslims or throwing them under the bus, portraying them as the enemy within, and therefore justifying their treatment as second-class citizens, because to you, that they say, I am French, I am Muslim, I am black, I am Arab, I'm a woman, etc., should not be acceptable. They should just say, I'm so grateful you white folks are accepting me here.
Yes, Yonis. You still there, my brother? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, man. What do you think of that, though, Yonis, man? There's a couple of points I wanted to pick up, but go ahead. What's your thoughts? And Ali Muhammad said, we Muslims should face reality. Europe is not a Muslim continent. We should stop complaining and make it. Okay. What do you think of this sentiment here on the board?
Sorry, what did he say?
He's saying we should stop complaining. Oh, did he disappear? He's saying stop complaining. We should fix our own places. I would love for you to jump on, Ali. The link's in the chat, brother. If you wanna come and join me and explain, Hello.
Hello, hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I think I pressed the wrong button.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did the guy say? He said Ali Muhammad said we Muslims we have to face reality. Europe is not a Muslim continent, so we should stop complaining too much and make our country peaceful so we can get back to what we belong in. I think to be fair, right, I think when it comes to I think majority of Muslims like in the West, they're happy living in the West.
They're happy living in the West.
Yeah, they're happy living in the West.
So if we're gonna be
that
begs to ask a question. If we're gonna be happy to live in the West in these countries, and you have to live by the land of the law, should we stop complaining, as the brother Ali saying, as Ali Muhammad saying here?
Well, Islamically speaking, we have to obey, the law of the land, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, for instance, if Ali Muhammad is saying, for instance, Europe or the Western countries, they don't like, it's not good for Muslims and stuff like that. I disagree with that statement. For instance, it's pertaining to France, not all Western countries and all that.
Pardon? Can you say that again, Yunus?
It's not all Western countries and all that. You can't, collectively, say, well, for instance, we should go back to, a country of origin because for instance, making claims that, the West is anti-Muslim stuff like that. I think it's wrong thing.
Then again, do you think?
Do
you think the brother's got a point there, though, Yunus? If you really look at it, complaining, where does complaining ever get you? Especially if you're a minority, wherever. Complaining never gets you nowhere. It never gets the job done. You get where I'm from?
Okay. Yeah, but like for instance, in the UK, most Muslims are happy to live in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's no country like Great Britain that welcomes immigrants. There's no country like Great Britain.
No country like Great Britain when it comes to immigration. Yeah, but do you think that's because Don told her? Because at the end of the day, it's in their benefit, wasn't it? Manpower and certain jobs to boost their economy. Like migration does help your economy, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And some, for instance, some immigration hasn't. When you look at 97 onwards, it hasn't, helped the economy to some degree. It kind of worsened it.
In what way? Do you want to explain that to me? Break that down for me.
Yeah, so for instance, you're essentially accepting like, for instance, people that may have different views and stuff like that, and like that doesn't have views that are diametrically opposed to, some people would say, for instance, 97 onwards that some people don't share the same view as them or have the same outlook as them.
Well, in Britain, you saying from 1997, I think Labour was in power. I think that was the rise of Tony Blair, right?
Tony Blair.
After that, Jonas, you're saying that England has changed as well, where they didn't want immigration went down and the economy went down. Is that what you're trying to say, Jonas?
No, let me just go back to my statement. When you're looking at the immigration issue and all that in the UK, you have like a divide between people that came before 97 and people that came after 97. People who came before 97 would say, for instance, becoming a British citizen had a meaning and all that, like you had to you have to assimilate, assimilate and essentially become part of society and all that.
So are you saying I
think what they're saying is that it kind of weakened the idea of being British and all that after 97.
You said after 97,
he opened the floodgates. Like Tony Blair actually opened the floodgates 97, post 97.
What does that mean? They opened the floodgates. You want to break that down for me, Jonas?
Essentially, you get more immigrants there and all that. It wasn't controlled immigration at all. Like, and I remember like in 2000s that people couldn't have, for instance, like conversation pertaining to immigration and all that. There was hardly any conversation in the 2000s.
Yeah.
I do remember one time, it was around 2010 or something like that, they talked about immigration. I believe it was on Channel 5.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
not really. Immigration has always been a topic in the UK.
Well, in the 2000s, I never saw that in the 2000s.
Huh?
I never saw it in 2000s though, because it was a way because it was a very sensitive topic to talk about.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying hence because of the immigration, hence the economy's gone down and this. Are you saying
I wouldn't
immigration
say
is
I wouldn't
with
say
it?
the economy. I wouldn't say the economy went down. I'm just saying like the meaning of of essentially being British
Nationalization
citizen
or British
or
citizen or you're European citizen, wherever in Europe you are.
yeah
So,
yeah.
say
So
if you got
that
dual
kind of weakened
citizens, but
itself.
for me, no, but for me, I don't see myself as British. What about you?
On me, I was born here, and that's that's my home. Like, so yeah, I
Yeah,
do see
so
myself.
so you're saying because of you have to then does that mean you have to assimilate?
I don't identify. I don't have to assimilate, for instance, but English is my first language. You know what I
Ooh.
mean? And I don't know my my mother's tongue. Like,
Is that because you don't want to learn it, or because you don't
no, it's not.
want
It's
to
not.
learn it?
I
No,
do
no, it is
understand.
that. Because
I don't
you're
know, to
kind
be
of
fair.
waffling right now, Jonas, because you know so much about siyasat qabil and all of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
hence I don't know
I
after
do. Yeah, but I don't understand when it comes
and
to like when it comes to conversational, that I could say phrases and stuff like that.
honest
But my
man, come on,
primary
you know
language I
everything about
use.
every single siyasat thing that goes on, every geopolitics was happening. You break
Yeah,
down Golo to us, so don't play that card with us, Wallah. Is it
yeah, I
you're
do
trying to
understand.
assimilate too much? You're trying to
I
fit
do
in too
understand.
much. Like, do you think people like you are? I don't know what this mindset is. Do you think it's a problem? I don't know.
What?
You know, break it down for me.
Sorry, can you repeat again,
Thinking
please?
something that you're not.
Thinking something I'm not.
Yeah.
As in what?
You're never
Sorry.
gonna be British though, والله. Willigan in Somali بهانشتا.
But I
Willigan
understand, like
يلا.
nationality wise, I'm a British person. Like,
Huh?
that's nationality wise, I'm a British person. I'm a Somali person. I'm a Somali of ancestry that has to be British.
What do you mean? A Somali was proud to be British.
No, I'm a Somali. I'm a Somali person of
Are you proud to
ancestry
be
wise.
British? Are you one
Yes,
of
why
them
not?
people? Huh?
Why not? Why not? Why not, Khalid? I was born here, and I had education there, and that's my home.
Huh?
That's my home, literally, which is my home. When I went to Hargeisa and all that, I didn't feel I fit in.
Yeah.
The locals knew I was outsider.
It's because
The
all
only
right,
thing I
because
could,
what? So you're saying so this is the problem, yeah?
yeah, is
Yo,
my
big up.
mentality.
Assalamu
Yeah,
alaikum. Hello? Hello? Yo, brother, do you want to speak? Khalif, is that you? I don't know why the brother did that for, man. He came on and he just disappeared for no reason. That's
yeah.
very weird. That's
Perhaps he's
very weird.
experiencing
Yeah.
technical difficulties or something like that.
I hope he jumps back on, man. 'Cause I would love to hear this brother what he has to say in there, man. He's always in the chat. He's been in the chat for a hot minute. Love to hear what he says. No, but this is the problem, though. But all right, cool. How? Say if your home or these countries like France or Calais is gonna start say implementing stuff like this as well, because it kind of happened to a Somali sister in West London. Her school kind of sent her home because of the skirt incident. Say if they start implementing that, what's this showing you about the home that you live in? They're enough to dot kind of
I'm
cookie on.
I'm assuming you're referring to the one in West London. I mean, Westminster,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That school happened a couple of days ago. Yeah, yeah.
Really?
So in regards to that, yeah, I'm not too sure, but what I heard is that they were complaining in regards to the hijab and and afro and all that, afro hair,
Mm-hmm.
because of the wrong color in regards to like hijab and all. It has to be like, I think, black or something like that. It has to be aligned with
No,
uniform.
no, no, no. There was I think it was a school in Hayes or something, or the Somali girls because of her skirt size. A school colluded it. He says, "Sorry, my mic is bad." I don't know. You didn't even
I
try your
honestly
mic. You
don't
didn't even
know.
speak.
I
You
honestly
didn't even
don't. I
speak.
haven't heard about that. I haven't heard about that story, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's right here, man. Let me play it for you. Wait, 1 second.
Hi guys, it's Maya, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with my little sister and we're going to be speaking about her case, and we're going to be giving you guys an update since a lot of people have been asking as to like what's happening now and what the school have decided since she's going back to school. Just wanted to explain to you guys what's going on.
So after everything got put on newspapers and social media, lawyers have come forward explaining to my dad on what they advised him to do on the case. So after emails going back and forth, they finally came back with a final agreement on what's going to be happening.
So guys, there were 8 points that were made by my parents that they wanted the school to agree on, and like these includes, read it out them.
Number 1, the school amending the uniform policy to make clear that an ankle-length black or navy pleated skirt is appropriate for a school uniform.
The next point includes getting a written apology from the school to my parents and my sister.
The third one is a public statement from the school to be agreed with the parents confirming that the school uniform policy has been amended and apologising for any distress caused to Siham.
A written confirmation from the head teacher that the school will not pursue legal action against the parents for Siham's absence in December 2020, and all school records will be changed to authorised absence. So basically guys, you know how they put her absence as unauthorized, meaning like they didn't have an explanation as to why she wasn't in. They're going to be changing that to authorized absence.
Number 5 is the school implementing a personalized program of catch-up tuition for Siham to help her make up for the time she was effectively excluded from school in December 2020.
Next is a written confirmation from the head teacher and the school that the school or any of the school staff will treat Siham or her family any less favourable because they have raised these concerns. So they will not be treating her any different as to how they should due to her raising these complaints about her skirt.
Number 7 is the implementation of a program of training for the school's senior management and teachers on equality and diversity with a particular focus on indirect discrimination.
So they're going to be giving training to school teachers on equality and diversity because they've realised how important equality and diversity is, and training the teachers into acting upon this will help them being able to interact with the students and treat them correctly. Last point is
the school arranged and paid for a program of sessions with a child counsellor to help Siham process what has happened to her.
Like they're going to be giving her sessions on helping her get back to how she was. Going through this alone was quite hard for her. So guys, that was the summary of like what has been happening and all the points that were made through these emails. So she's just going to read an email that the school sent.
This is official email, the official email. So it says, following the outcome of your complaint to the school has agreed to allow Siham the option of wearing an ankle-length skirt, black pleated skirt supplied by the school and in the same style as the existing school uniform skirt. On behalf of the school, we apologise for the delay in offering this alternative to Siham and for any distress caused to Siham or her family by her feeling unable to return to school during December 2020 and for the consequent threat of legal action against you. The school has committed to undertake a review of the school uniform as soon as possible within the current constraints of the pandemic. Consultation will take place with parents, pupils and other stakeholders on its current uniform to ascertain whether any changes need to be made. Further to the letter from the government body complaints panel, we also confirm that the days when Siham did not return to school after being sent home to change will be recorded as authorised absence and no legal action will be taken regarding these absences. In the email, it states that they will be making a long black pleated skirt made by the school supplies and it's going to be available on the website for Muslim girls to buy. They also apologised and stated that they will not be taking legal action against me or my family. I'll be able to return to school as normal and catch up with my education.
And they're making the school environment
a
safer place for my sister to go to and be able to be herself whilst wearing her skirt and getting an education. How do you feel about the situation and outcome? How was you feeling at the start to how you're feeling now?
At the start, I was a bit like, I don't know. I thought I was going to have to like go to a different school. Moving to a new school would be difficult because then I have to adapt to how the school works and what they do differently compared to the school I go to now.
Yeah. So how do you feel now?
I feel good that I'm going back to school because I miss quite a lot of learning, and now I get to go back and actually learn with my friends again. And yeah, I won't be able to go to school in a long skirt and go back to that learning environment without worrying and feeling sad or anything like that.
And what's your advice to other people that may be going through the same situation?
So I've seen comments of people saying, "Oh, this happened to my school," or "This is happening at my school." Don't let anyone change your religious beliefs.
We wanted to say thank you guys so much for being very supportive and like having her story get the response that it did, because I feel like without it, people wouldn't have taken it seriously, and some people really don't realize how important like following your religious beliefs are and fighting for what you think is right. So by having a lot of people on our side, it really helped my sister's case and how she's now able to go to school in her skirt. Like I feel like they saw like what they were doing was wrong and how like they can't discriminate a child due to their religious beliefs and how they should be accepting. So that really I feel like that taught them as well. Like everyone makes mistakes and like some people are not aware of what they're doing. So this has definitely taught other people as well as the school that all students should be able to be dressed comfortably in their school environment whilst getting their education. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And if you guys have any other questions or anything, make sure to comment them below or message me privately on
Yeah, Jonas, man. There you go, Jonas.
Yeah, like to be fair, okay,
Yeah.
what do you call it? I think
I
that
want to hear your thoughts on this, man. To be
what
fair.
me? I think
Yeah.
that's a bit. I think it's a bit strange to be fair for the school to actually say, for instance, in regards to some, what do you call it, Muslim girl students, clothing,
Well, yeah,
school
for me,
clothing.
what I don't
I think
see
that's.
is what
I think
is.
I never heard of that before. Anyway, to be fair,
For me,
I
I'm
haven't came
thinking to
across
myself.
that when I was a kid.
Yeah, but for me, I'm thinking, what is this fascination with Muslim women's garments? Is it because do you think it's because we live in a hypersexual society where they want all women to dress down? Like I don't get who's oppressing who right now.
Well, to be fair, I don't know, but like I think to be fair, I think I think she said that some of the teachers may not be aware of certain practices and stuff like that. I think they're probably not from London. I think
Come on, man. Any teacher
I think
that's in
that
London, that's teaching in London, you should have
they're
like
probably
come
not.
on.
I'm
We
not
live
too
in
sure.
we live in a society. Well, like come on, Muslims.
But like when
Like
it
I
when it
don't
came
come
to
on.
Hayes and all that, yeah. But when it came to Hayes, yeah, like it was quite a strange way because it's mostly
Multicultural area, right?
yeah, with a large Muslim population there.
Yeah. So hence you should know people's skirts. But for me, again, this is Jonas. This is the question I want to allude to. What is this fascination with Muslim women's clothing in Western countries? Why are they trying to strip the women down naked? Is it part of losing your deen, your identity? I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't have sisters or I have to worry about that. I don't want, like, obviously I'm a man as well, but it looks like a position where is it crossing religious boundaries? And don't you think the fundamentals of what this democratic society in Europe is it a joke? Is it only is it one sort of people? Is it only because you're white and you're native you can only get rights? Or I don't know. What do you think?
To be fair, yeah, it's only from one school and all that. I don't think there's like every school has that problem with that. To be fair.
Yeah, but
But
if
like
it's one
in regards
no.
to the issue, oh, sorry,
Huh?
in regards to the issue pertaining to like garments and stuff like that, I think people should wear what they want to wear. To be fair,
Of course.
as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as nobody's getting hurt, anything like that. I
Yeah,
don't think there should be
Sister
any
Hip
person.
said, yeah, I don't think it's sexual. I don't know, sis. I don't know, man. I don't know what these Western people are doing, fam. I swear they were all on Netflix trying to play something called Cuties, and I don't know, bro. I think it's I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't think to control dressing how Muslim women control. What is that? I do think it's hypersexualizing women. محاكا قلوح الناقة شنطهاي. I don't know. I don't know. That's how I see it. That's how I kind of perceive it. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I do understand. Yeah, but
So sis,
yeah.
that's
So
why I
it's a bit
argue with her
strange
on
for
that
me.
one. With me as a man, I could clearly see it. I don't know if she as a woman can't clearly see it. It's like they don't want them to, even like France, they don't want you to go swimming. They don't want you to do this, that. For me, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the restrictions are. I'm gonna like think about it. Yeah. From this, I don't know. I don't know when they're gonna implement it. This year, a girl in France cannot go until she's 18. Imagine that. From when you're going to school to you're 18, you're not allowed to wear hijab in school. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know. And like I said, yeah, Jonas, do you think this is opening for the rest of the Western worlds now? France, do you think it's going to pave the way for strict totalitarian ruling over Muslim parenthood and
To be fair, yeah,
Muslim?
I don't. To be fair, I don't think so. To be fair, yeah, I don't see it in Canada or America or in the UK and all that.
Yeah.
I just don't see it personally.
Maybe because you don't see it, it's not happening. Maybe it's the ball's rolling. I don't know.
Because it's going to infringe on the rights of freedom of religion, isn't it?
Huh?
It's going to infringe on the rights of freedom of religion.
I don't know. For me, people are saying France is doing it. Yeah, it's always had some anti-Islamic problem, but in Britain, I don't think people are saying the UK. Do you think the UK will be next?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. Hopefully, I hope not. It doesn't happen in the UK. I think Khalif said France has war with Muslims. Do you agree with that one, Manionis?
Pardon?
Do you agree with that one?
What in
France
regards
has
to
war
that?
with Muslims.
France has?
Someone Khalif said in the chat, yeah, France has a France has a problem with Muslims. Do you agree with that?
When you're looking at in regards to I'm not, well, in regards to the British shop and all that, I think that's over the top for the French government, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
People shouldn't be forced to sell items that they don't want to sell or products.
That's true. But for me, it's the whole forcing things. Like, higher education until someone gets to higher education, yeah. Like what? Like already, imagine that 18 years of your life you've not worn a hijab to school. Isn't that a way to detail slowly lagasaro as well?
Like some Muslim women don't wear hijab and all that, and they're still in the deen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. I'd like to know, I would like to ask a sister that doesn't wear a hijab, how does she feel about this as well? Because I feel like that was a conversation I think that's needed as well. And I would love to ask one of the sisters that, regularly doesn't wear one, that how does she feel about this as well? Hopefully. But I don't know. For me, it looks like I don't know. I don't know what's next. I don't know, man. I feel like we're gonna start having them camps, like China Okala, where Muslim people are gonna be de-indoctrinated. That's how I feel.
Nah, to be fair, like China's on another level when it comes to oppression. Literally, essentially like doing one of those re-educational camps and all that, forcing people to eat pork and drink alcohol and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, but don't you think France?
That's a
Well,
oppression on
France,
another
don't you
level.
think? Yeah, but what do you think about France with these new rules as well? Do you think they're sliding not really behind it as well?
They can't doing it because they have to abide by the EU laws and all that.
All right. But if they're coming out with legislations like this, isn't this as impressing people as well, oppressing people as well? Like you're actually denying people the freedom of what you're denying them what they're wearing, basically. You understand
For me, yeah, if the butcher shop, sells, like pork and all that, you don't have to have the pork and all that. It could be separated. You know what I mean? And I don't think, to be fair, I don't think pork is probably the popular product to be sold in halal butcher shops.
No, it's just a fear. It's just a shit. No, but for me, it's the sheer audacity of telling them what to sell inside your shop. Plus, you have to sell alcohol as well. So if you're God fearing, person, come on, man. For me, just that's a whole. I don't know. I got another video for us for 2 minutes here. You wanna watch this?
Yeah,
It
sure.
explains, and it kind of breaks things down for you.
People have a lot to say about a Muslim woman's choice of clothing. So let's break this down for you. Some Muslim women choose not to cover their heads. Others wear the veil, also known as the hijab, which covers the hair and sometimes the neck. Then there's the chador, which is a long black flowing robe. The niqab, which shows only the eyes, and the burqa, which covers the entire face. But of course, there are many variations depending on the country, culture, and the different branches of Islam. Here in France, which is home to the largest Muslim community inside the European Union, the full face garment was made illegal back in 2010. Total, partial, or local bans have since been introduced in 9 more European countries. Those that support the burqa ban claim that it protects secular values and women's rights. There's also the security question. The infamous French gangster Redouane Faïd was well known for wearing a burqa to move around undetected while he was on the run. But is banning the burqa going too far? Well, we asked some people in Paris what they think.
Pour moi, c'est comme si c'était une soumission de la femme.
La burqa, c'est en France, on ne peut pas l'accepter dans un pays arabe, peut-être.
Ça m'étonnerait qu'une femme puisse avoir choisi de se voiler intégralement.
Chacun il fait ce qu'il veut, chacun il est libre et il s'habille comme il veut.
On ne sait pas qui se cache derrière ce masque, en fait.
Et il y a des questions aussi de sécurité, choses comme ça, mais à part ça, chacun fait ce qu'il veut, quoi.
Earlier in October, the UN Human Rights Committee said France's burqa ban violates human rights, calling on the country to review its law. So what do you think? Does banning the full face veil infringe or uphold a woman's right to choose what she wears?
Yeah, like I said, what's your idea? Thoughts on
when it comes to the burqa issue, like for me, it's not religiously. You're not obligated religiously to wear it. To wear it, to be fair.
But shouldn't the person have the choice to wear it?
Yeah, they do have the choice to wear. I do understand that, but for me, like for me, when I want to speak to somebody, I want to see their face and all that when I'm speaking to somebody. You know what I mean? When it comes to a face-to-face conversation, all that. But of course, that lady might have, that woman in question, who wears the, who might wear, the burqa and all that. She has, she has the right to wear it. But for me, like when it comes to my views, I don't think my view should be taken into consideration because I'm not a woman, am I?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I hear that. Yeah, it is technical. It's technically. No, but for me, I know it's the fundamental freedom of religion. I think that's flying out of the way when it comes to the Muslim sort of ummah. That's how I feel, and I feel like that is a dangerous sentiment to have. Do you think that could lead to people furthermore being ostracized and out of society, and that causes more friction and division?
So for instance, if the burqa ban goes in force and all that, so is it will it essentially marginalize people? You said.
Yeah.
To be fair, okay, there's not a lot of, when you're looking at, for instance, if the UK, for instance, if they said tonight, yeah, we're going to ban the burqa, it's not going to affect most of them. It's not going to affect most people. It's only a few people, particularly here in London, okay, that wear it. There's not a lot of women that wear burqa, so it's not going to negatively impact Muslim women overall. Some believe that, for instance, the burqa is a religious issue, is a religious obligation, all that. Therefore, they want to wear it and all that. But I believe that people should wear what they want to wear.
That's true.
But when it comes to the burqa thing, like, I think it's too. I think nah, I don't.
No, but for me, it's not the burqa. Like, for me, it's just the whole point. Yes, Mohammed Norway. Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How you doing,
Yo, that's the topic fi'ana maanta ka hadlaysid.
But you know what it is, Shalay? This bill came out yesterday, Mohammed Walalo.
Yeah.
And it's basically, this bill is banning from under. Look, 18-year-old in France cannot wear a hijab. Her mum coming to school cannot be seen in a hijab. Chicken by June, halal chicken or dumbala chuchinia, hiliblahana, when a halal aggress what's it called? Khamri consider one a meshku ibisit. What's your thoughts, Mohammed?
No, that's crazy. Horta maxaa la yidhahdaa qaladka Francisco ma lahan, I believe so. Ani waan arkay, laakiin kan chickenka maana maqal. Maanta igu horeysa chickenka maqlay. Waxaa maqlay oo kan kaleeto oo la dhahayo gabar 18 ka yar iyo qamaar ma xiri karto. Waalidkiina ma raaci karaan hooyadii haddii school trip waxaas aadayaan. Laakiin waan waxa aaminsan maaragtay qaalidow inay tahay qaladka annaga marka la waxa ka wada muslimka ma fahamta. Reason being waxa ka wada hadda fiiri Francisco maanta dil ilaa kaleeto financial inay kala dagaalayna hadda wadan walba Suudiyaana Arab walba dil ilaa lacagteeda pocket-kiga gashanaya mayna caawinayo ma fahamta. And we still go Paris atagena Chanel iyo Gucci iyo waxaas ma ka gadanayna. So qaladkaas kala anaga iskala.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
France, especially Paris, bro. Lacag badan ay ka sameeyaan. The amount of money ay ka sameeyaan into Paris maaragtay. Dadka dalxiis ku imaanayo. Maskaxdaada ma geli karto. So hadduu qof walba yiraahdo Muslim you know what? This couple of years soo socdo, let me just cancel trip walba u aada Francisco. Yeah. So that's the only way I'm clear.
Mohammed, we saying boycott? We saying everything. French goods boycott. Can we get a boycott?
Yeah. Definitely. I'm canceling Francisco. Yeah.
What about you, Mohammed? They've got France. They've got two of the biggest, energy companies. What's the energy companies called? Eon and what's the other one called? And they don't produce no oil in Wadden Quarter. They don't have produce, and I'm thinking to myself, why did you? Okay,
Neo Francisco waa cusuriyiin haddii cusuri ma maqashay cusuri waxyaabaha wadamada Trump waxaas nothing will compare to Francisco waxay ugu talagaleen dadka inay cabiidsadaan that's aimkooda waa intaas haddana haddaa fiiriso kaleeto waxay sameeyaan oo dhan lacagtay sameeyaan oo dhan Africa keensadaan but like maxaa la lahaa qaalid every rally ahaada banaanka socdo buuq waaye I don't know so waxaa ka waday change horta wuxuu ka bilaabana anagu naga bilaabana ani personally to be honest with you hadduu bilkan uu galo 100% Francis igama arkaysa anoo Francis u socdo ticket even France airkooda xataa tigidhadooda wuxuu dhan waa kansalaa the only way la dagaali karo waxay tahay financially markay dareemaan pocketkooda inuu xanuunsaday then he leeyahay you know what let's change wax waana ka bedelna waxaan
anu waxaan ka yaabana Mohammed wadan the whole dastuurkooda liberty is in the Dastur Quran 1958, freedom of religion. So they're breaking their own Dastur. So it's kind of crazy, honestly, for me. It's kind of crazy.
maxallaha waxaasoo dhan waa maxaa la jiray film la jilaayo runtii waxay ka wadaan waxa waa naga baxa oo af carabiga ma fahamtay wadanka annaga rabnaa joogno. And most of the time, every election is a reflection of the people. Because politicians had the jogo Francisca, some will behave if they didn't have backup from Allah Bulshada. bulshada backup garanaysa. So that means the whole France waxa joogan waa cusuriyiin.
Arunta.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's true. It's true. Someone said the UK is Islamophobic. Yeah, everywhere is on the rise, man. But you know, someone said in the chat, yeah, Muhammad O, yeah, earlier in the chat, we should stop complaining Muslimin to what the man in the traditional. We wouldn't even, but I'm like, come on, imagine you go there on holiday or chamada or something, like, still no color.
Walakin niyahow dhibka jiro xitaa maaragtay hadda fiiri waxyaabaha Faransiiska laga qaado so many products waxaa jira cheese Faransiiska laga qaado Sacuudiga la geeyay iyo Qatar iyo wadamadaas so many things Gucci waxyaabaha ma taqaanaa Chanel iyo and the worst thing Khalid you know you can't imagine France waxaa lagu leeyahay Paris waxa waaye maxaa la home of fashion and qamaar yar ay ka cararayaan ay diidan yihiin qamaar yar huge ku noqdo culays. You understand? So I don't understand. Sidoo qamar culays ugu hayo waxa kalena culays ugu heenin. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Jonas, what do you think about boycotting France? Hello.
Jonas, wa ku salama.
Oh, hi. Hello. Hi.
Yeah. What do you think about boycotting France?
You know, a person has the right, obviously, to not sell French products, to not purchase French products. So yeah, so if they don't agree, in terms of protests and all that, yeah.
Like Khalid, French products حتى ما أهم. You know, waxyaabaha huge waxay taa maaragtay, especially tourism كوكلة الديارات marka qaad كوكلة. Imagine you go to Paris, how much money I could spend garanay at least 1,000 pound waxa laga kaga baxdo as a family dadku baxdeen. So haddii lagu calculate gareeyo intaas qof oo muslim ah haddii wajoojiyaan completely in Francisca aadaan waxa ku lacag badan ka dhaawacmana xagga. Markaas runta arkaya but until then wax ma fahansano. Yeah.
It has to be, it has to be a mass boycott of this nation. It has to be a mass boycott France. Hashtag boycott France. Everyone, قف all about the content. Boycott France. It's the only way.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe laga yaabaa inaan Instagram status kaga arag mar dhahayo kuleeto current garanaya. People are so quick in a cancel gareeyaan celebrities iyo public figures. But when it comes to France, easily every Muslim do you let's just cancel France kodhan. Ma fahante because behavior kooda waa bullshit bro. Ma raali hada waxay sameynayaan.
No, but for me, the thing I don't understand, for me, it's like it's a country that prides itself on liberty and democracy. waxay magaaladii oo adduunka oo dhan waxay ka dhadhacsay aniga u horeynay magaaladii oo dhan waxaan barnay waba dadka ku casurinayaan. That is the most ajaib thing. But then again, do you think dadka ka tagaan a mass migration? Do you think taana ma dhici karaysa?
No, laakiin the thing is waxa ana la yaabana waxay tahay dadka wadanka way joogaan siyaasadda fiiri population ka dil fiiriyo you know how many meeqa degan oo North Africa imaatay Algerian Moroccan iyo waxaas iyo other nationalities oo wadanka ku dhashay and at the same time why u door waayeen politician oo represent gareey ayaga ma fahanta
but you know what it is Muhammad man come on politician Muhammad we know this man think about it. I'll give you America for example in antenna ilhan man politician ahayn. Yeah, Ilhan Omar. How come she doesn't know speaking about this?
No, that doesn't concern Ilhan Omar. To be honest with you,
no, but I'm saying it does. This represents Muslim women, though. I'm saying Muslim women. I'm saying to yesterday, speakers corner one choke in it. Yeah, Habla Badano, Adan, Arab, Francis, they were having this conversation. Yeah, she is in a high power position. Yeah, why come none of these people movement may say? How come none of them are doing a movement saying, yo, ban France? Instead of saying, if you're a Muslim person and you're using the hijab as your identity, Shouldn't you see more immigrant celebrities in a kahadlan? I'm not seeing immigrant. I ain't to do it, yeah. For example, yeah. Muhammad or Yunus, yeah. I ain't to do it in an English walid again. I don't care on the uproar, man. There was a big uproar. You get where I'm coming from? How come there's no, I don't see this uproar? I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, but like the thing is Khalid Marat, Ilhan Umar horta, it's different case because أيضا ومراكنك USA joogta ma fahanta and politics ka dhacayo Francisca interfering kuma sameyn karto as a politician. So waxa laga yaabaa inay dhibaato ka imaato conflict ka sameyso that's another case lakin as a qofka markuu celebrity yahay yeah maybe inuu celebrity ka hadlo lakin Ilhan Umar I don't think she is fit inay ka hadasho what's happening in France because politician waaye ma fahanta and meesha ka hadlaysa ayadana waxay ka fikiraysaa not as a Muslim woman but as a politician represent garanaya Mareykanka because diplomacy Francisca iyo Mareykanka halaabi karo if she start interfering other people's other countries siyaasadahooda.
That's true. That's true. Nah, but I don't know, man. I'm not seeing like the celebrity uproar. France colonized North Africa and Muslims and passed on bills banning the head. I know that's the worst thing. What done Algeria? What done Algeria? Yeah. Now, like they used to do some mad shit to Dumarca. Like they Algeria. Okay, there's one country in North Africa. Yeah, they fucked over was But for me, I'm not gonna lie to you. For me, I just see this as Abab Kibal Furia. Sooner or later, there's gonna be hijab Islam or double order, hijab or double like a chahya.
لكن اليوم honestly said أول شيء فرانسيسكو مسلم كجوجان حق له أيها هجاج كرا. They're the only one هجاج كرا. That's it.
Look at this guy. But the no really. How come Saudi Arabia bans Turkish products but hasn't banned what's it called? French goods. See? It's weird, it's crazy. Saudi Arabia allowed Turkish gold and way Bangladesh.
Yeah, it's all about politics, bro. About politics and alliances. And to be honest with you, Saudi Arabia, if they were to choose alliance in a France alliance in a Turkey because Turkey iyo France benefit ka soo galaayo France ka badan than Turkey ma fahamta dadka ma ka fikirayaan wax morality wax jiro nowadays wax morality ma jiro it's just about your self interest kaaga
Runta your self interest your self waddankaaga yeah that's about it, man. Wallahi, you know you hit the nail on the head, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. For me, it is. Someone said democracy, I don't know. Sahara said, let's see what this person said. Sahara said, democracy doesn't mean the laws will be made change in current situations. Okay. I don't know, man. I thought democracy meant law of the people. I thought it was a Greek word that means law of the people. Or something like that. So you say someone said Turkey's going at France as well. I don't know, wallahi. For me, I just see it as sooner or later, yeah. I think this is opening doors for a lot of Islamophobia. Fully don't talk about Islamophobia. Wallahi, shukram. Yeah, I'm coming from.
ما قرنا إنه هو قبله محلها PLM معرج Black Lives Matter وحده. Yeah.
They don't give a shit. Man. Like, Black Lives, even the one chat, the culture, yeah. They should really be focusing.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I don't know how but it's like, you know what it is, yeah? Certain people, it's like, they won't voice their opinions, they won't even say nothing, yeah? When it's a situation, I'd love to see one of the sisters come on, jump on, I know we're not good or but unfortunately, we're still in it. You get where I'm coming from, we live in a society that I told you, Muhammad, and أدانا قبيلة لسقو عاين ماشان يا أدانا الدين لعاين ومتقال ومرتد نوصا قلن يا I don't understand.
شيء يعني قولك دبيتك
It's not even a debate, all it's just something that affects us all, innit? Really, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. You get where I'm coming from? Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. I'm just
Yeah,
matter
no.
mute again because I did a background noise going in the so I'm just
Yeah.
keep
No, it's
muting.
cool, man. For me, I see it as, you know what it is. For me, it's shameful, it's disgusting, and I think it's going to lead to more xenophobia. I think I'll be able to. That's what I personally think.
Yeah, definitely. wax ka daran intaan way imaanaysaa haddii saas lagu sii wado. And you know waxa la yiri oo kale, if you allow someone to treat you si xun oo kula dhaqmo, they will keep doing it, and that's what Francisco sameeyeen exactly. Dadka muslimka jooga xagga si xun loola dhaqmay and they allow it, ma fahan, and they just keep doing it. Waxa la leeyahay mahmaha Soomaalida yiraahdaan maxay ahayd doqonta u sheed agtaada lagu dhuftaa miya xasaa haddii fahmi weydana ayada la dhacaa. So Francisco, that's what they're doing. Hadda u sheed la dhacooyaan dadkii. Yeah.
Ummadeenna walaa Ilaahu sahlo. That's the thing. Ummadeenna Ilaahu sahlo. That's why. For me, this is what I don't understand as well. It's a situation where
Yonis, you've been quiet for a long time. Hadda maxaa kugu dhacay? Kusoo tuur hadalka.
I'm just listening in.
There you go. Yeah. Are you back from Somaliland? I think mar inuu baxay ma bixin miyaa mar horta. Did you go to Somaliland mar for vacation? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 months ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah, I remember mar xasuusta adinkoo ka hadlaysid dhehaysid maxaa la Soomaaliya aadaya. Lately haven't been on Somali Speak. Hadda soo laabta waxaa idhi. Let me just jump on the conversation.
What do you think yesterday? I think yesterday waxaa dhacay. I think qarxis bashalayna dhacay. Waxay Shangali bay ka dhacday.
No, taas lama socon. Wallahi I was busy aad aan noqday waa ka dhacay si fiican.
Ana same here for the last week aniguna waan shaqaynayay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming from. I think xalay qarxis xun baa dhacay in Shangani. So yeah. Well, that's a big
Shangani ka dhacay ana weydiina cooler ana weydiina xaafadiis ma aha.
I don't know where Shangali is.
Yeah. Shangani waxa waa xaafada cooler agtiisa waaye. He can give us the update ugu dambeeya.
No, that's true.
Aniga siyaasadda Soomaaliya waa qasan tahay meel walba dhinac walba.
No, but then again, it's not even it's the same thing. It keeps reminding me, sheekadii. I tell you, wadamahan qurbaha ganacsi si xun ma ganacsi diinta nagu adkeynayaan. Wadankana diinta dadka ku qarxinayaan. Where do people stand? What the fuck?
Yeah. Aniga waa dhibkeeda. Yeah. Dadkiina tahriib ku soo jiraan. Qurbaha loo soo cararaya.
Yeah. Qurbayna ganacsi waa qad. I don't know.
Diintii looma ogoleen.
I don't know maxaa dadkana ku dhacaya. Diintay ka baxay doonaan.
Wallahi waa dhibkeeda dibna haysta waay everywhere meel walba. Iska dulqaad. Aw ragi kale quraanistayaashii kale iyo kuwii diimaha kale haystay. Yeah.
Kuwa up to measure. I told them.
Ra'yi ka qabaan.
No, they don't care about well. It's not even that, yeah. The other day when this is how I know dadkani waa naagaynaya. Dad bay diinta ku caayeen, and some of them I know their sisters and mums baa xijaab gashan. Their nieces and nephews. They don't want to say nothing about that.
No, taas ugu daran. Waxa doonta aaminsanaa. Yeah, waxa doonta aaminsanaa laakiin waa inaad ka fikirtaa kaleeto the interest of walaalka ama walaasha iyo waxyaabo kaleeto.
They don't give a shit, man. Why are you doing? Maxay xijaab gashanaya? Look at them backwards people. Khamis bay gashanaya, xijaab bay gashanayeen. With their own mums. Their dads masaajidka wada tukana hooyooyinkooda salaad hablo wada xijaab mid baan la yaabanahay anigu. Roman talo. So I don't. You see, kuwa murtadiinta. I don't really like when it comes to all these topics. All kale, yeah. Like they won't hablo in the so they will be clear up. Yeah, I know. Like how you know them. So I don't really see them as. Oh no, man. Mohammed, it was a chat with Kulein. What is the hijab lagu oranaya? You shouldn't even wear the hijab. قال بقى أرندونا فرانسيسكا صحصا. Do you know where I'm coming from? Yeah, so we live in them type of times, so I don't really expect much from
Yeah,
people like that anyway. You get where I'm coming from? I wanted to bring it back.
Yeah, sorry waxyar ma mashquulay hadda guriga galay aniga waa dhib kaliya dadkan maaragtay waxa loo baahan yahay in hal meel isla istaago even qofka hadduu gaal yahay waa inuu walaalkiis iyo walaashiis iyo dadkiisa kaleeto inuu saacido oo support gareeyo hadda waxaa garanaya
Aniga
gabar oo
support
maxaa la
abti isna ibana walalo Muhammad
hadda fiiri gabar
support
waxaa garanaya kaleeto she is half Spanish half Norwegian ma fahanta way muslimta markay muslimtay familkeeda waxay dhahaan you know what waa ku support garanaynaa neighborka iyo dadka markay dhahaan oh gabadha muslim waa qamaaraysan tahay markay sideways u fiiriyaan waxay ku dhihi jireen wax xasuustaa gabadheeda waaye she has the right waxay doontay ee caabudi kartaa diinteeda doontay haysan kartaa you understand yeah rally هذا background noise guriga soo gala yeah baba waxa ka wadaa Khalid you know marka hooyadii aabi maxay sameeyeen waa gaalo Christian ayagoo Christian ah gabadhoodii diinta Islaamka qaadatay they respect ku support gareynaan ay leeyihiin you know what haddii happy ka dhigayso let it make you happy but laakiin they don't tolerate other people to talk down to her ma fahanta so taas anagana laga baahan yahay
Muhammad Never كوين وحيد كوين ويبقى كل العالم واحد تاجين فق ولا ده در عرب بقى شنطة يشري أربعة كتاجين هاد سقف بقى شنين أو كوين أبغى كدرن
yeah
so at least هاس وحيد فهم سيني تذكر أكثر لك كوني هو ينقول ويقول يا ملا أنت لو يقول قارن قرن سواء الصومالي ده إسلام فوق عايق دبت تاجين يصعبوا تمان what do you expect محمد ده خاصة رجيء خير كسوق صايم هذا الله كل شيء
it's difficult والله واضح كليه yeah
qofkani diintaada dhaqankaada hooyada walaasha oo kale like waxay gashan tahay wuxuu ducaayay waa saad he's right I like this person you expect someone like that walalo intuu qofka kana xijaabku wuxuu inuu dagala come on they don't give a shit man that community
the worst thing waxa ugu daran bro waxa ugu daran horta diinta xataa islaamka waa la yiri kan gaalka waxa ka daran kan munaafiqa diintaada uu kula yaqaano aan uu ku dhabar jibinaya it's like waa qof inside information ka hayo and then hoos ka soo galay ku dhaawacayo more than kan outside ka dhaawacayo so it's completely dangerous ma ilaaha soo haday walaalaha kala maarata ilaaha iga soo
aamin
yeah even though it's leeyihiin يا أيها حتى على بالي سليم كون أيها اللونسون أيها إله سوى هذه أنا قريب
with us do you know it's with us we're close-minded we're backwards you get where I'm coming from but you know what it is it's still you know dadkana xijaabkii wuxuu marka loo dagaalamayo you guys will be the guys sacbu tumayo group of ku talk ku taagan yihiin yes this is wrong waxaan kan fuck all of that my brother man you can't talk to people because you know it's an agenda but look you know when people come with an agenda in a deen taayano 24/7 in front of the Muslims so what the fuck's that all about Muhammad so in a case like this you know they will support France well probably قولهم تقوان صحيحة yes the hijab should be banned it shouldn't it's impressing women I وحاسة كده أنا حسينا
لكن إنه في هرت غفل برتا حقول لي opinion كيسة لكن when it comes to religion كلته هذا بقف الدين تكتجه ها كحش ما يدك كلته ولا ليه كلته ما فهمت دين تيهرتان ما هن إنه ده كلته وشيء مقرر because هذا في هذا شيء كسكلته وحلقة يا بقف الدين إنه كتجه لكن هو يديس دين تي هره سطا
yes
إنه هو يديس كل بماها ولا شيء كل بماها فمر كيسة كله so that's basically it bro.
Yeah, but what do you expect, man? There's no morality. You know, when people don't have morality no more. And that's gonna they have no morality. But anyway, like I say, fuck them all, yeah. In the next 20, 30 years, I think to myself, it's gonna be crazy, Muhammad. It's gonna be crazy being a Muslim and being in the Western world. Something I don't know. I think something has to give.
Yeah. The thing أنا حاسلها 20 30 years Khalid definitely وحلقة يابا وحوس بدلها يا but like you know when you live in a certain circumstances ku jirtid oo kaleeto you adapt to it waa la qabsanaysaa muddo markaa la qabsatid normal ay kula noqonayaan so kuwa soddon sano hadda ka bacdi ah situationkay ku jiraan way la qabsanayaan way adapt garanayaan normal ay la noqonaysaa caadi I don't think they will see any culus uma arkayaan so yeah
maybe you never know, society might be more, it might favor them, wallahi, you never know, Muhammad Salah. Maybe, you know, ummati oo dhan mala Islam bay jeclaan doonaan. Alaykum assalam. That's gonna start telling. Yeah. But maybe Islam, you never know.
Yeah waa cajiib wallahi waa cajiib yeah
You never know, Muhammad. Faye, my sister, Abdi Salam. Someone saying mash is this. Kafana Sagale. Allah, yeah, I know who this is. Muhammad Amin from South Africa. Yo, South Africa, what's up?
Assalamu alaikum, bro. How are you doing?
Alaikum assalam, my brother.
How are you doing?
Alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam.
Hope you're all doing well.
I'm alright, man. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, man.
What's your thoughts on this scenario, though, my brother, man? With France yesterday announcing that women under 18 cannot wear hijabs attending schools. Mums that come in to collect their daughters cannot be seen in hijabs. It's a bit crazy, wallah. And they're gonna be selling, and halal bookstores are gonna be they're gonna be told to sell meat and khamri as well.
Yeah,
Like
I've seen that.
shop. It's kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy, man, because I even saw a tweet of one guy. He said like the how messed up the France system is, or just like the Western, how they think is that, especially in France, got to do with this whole situation. For a girl to consent to have sex, she has to be 15 years old, but consent for hijab is 18 years old. Make that make sense.
Say that again. So the age of consent in France is 16, yeah?
Yeah.
But
No.
for her to wear hijab, she has to be 18.
Yeah, make that make sense.
Fuck, you know. Well, I tried.
And then,
And this is
then
the
we want,
Yeah? Go ahead, Muhammad.
obviously, then we're wondering like why things are like so. How can I say the irony? Every time they try to attack someone, there's always irony that comes out. Like the whatever bad happens or someone does something bad to you, definitely like there's Allah will make it such that He will put you in a thing that you're contradicting yourself, no matter what.
Yeah, that's
You
what I'm
see, so
saying.
it's a contradiction in any ways. They want to say that, and also the other thing is, like France is so obsessed with what do you call this? Like, they're so obsessed with the females, like the Muslims, like having their own version of freedom, and they define their norms of their social rules and stuff, and that they can't stand that thing, man. And they just want to implement their version of freedom onto us. But their version of freedom is man-made, whereas our freedom is God-given. It's in the Quran, in the Sunnah.
Thank you.
So there's a big difference, man. Man-made rules and rules that's brought
There's
down
no
divinely.
morality, bro. There's no. You see, man-made rules. There's no morality. Wallah. Whereas you see, we live in a society where a man could be a woman. He could change his body, and then you have to call it him or. It's weird. We live in a weird world. Wallah. We live in a weird world where it's perfectly normal for you. You get arrested for calling a transgender a man instead of a woman. But a sister can't wear a hijab to school at the age of 18. She has, like you said, Muhammad, South Africa, like you said earlier, my brother, yeah, you said it the best, man. The legal age of consent is 16, but you have to wear a hijab at 18. That's kind of, I don't know what to say. And plus, in 1958, they signed a bill in France, Le Libertaire, that is in their constitution, the legal religious freedom. It's in their constitution. So that's the bit I don't. I don't know. The constitution fly out the window in my car. Talk to me, guys.
Yeah, and also got to do with this thing, this whole situation, no matter what it is, restricting people's religion. There's like, and at the same time, they're pushing for everyone's equal and equal society, equal views, but then you start making rules against someone, being prejudiced, being racist at the same time. So it's just contradiction all over, not only France, but other governments too, with other things. But since you're talking about France, then this is like a clear example of them saying, no, you can't do this, which is, i.e., wear hijab without consent until you're 18. Why? Whereas it is in our religion to do that, and then you're also at the same time promoting you can be whoever you want, you can be a man, you can be a lady, you can be what you call this, yes, you can be free thinking. Why are you restricting yourself? This stuff is they're very contradictory, man.
It's a very
And like,
contradictory.
Yeah, and also even the states oo kaleeto hadda fiiri waxaa jiro to drink waxaa waa 21 joining the army is 18. It's like they give you the license to kill 18, but like in laguma siinayo waxyaabaha, and so many things that jiro waxyaaba sameeyaan, and hadda marka Europe fiiri sidoo kaleeto waxaa laga yaabaa inay yiraahdaan oo kaleeto markii maxaa la yiraahdaa marriage oo kaleeto young age inuu yahay wadamada qaarkood 18 iyo 16 sidoo sheegay, but when it comes to hijab 18 run ka dhigaan, and waxyaaba badan waxaa jiro contradiction jiro. To be honest with you, Francisco wuxuu dhaqmaa sida islaam makarsan ama hinaaqsan ma la dhihi jira. Yeah, Islam ku hinaaqsan. Yeah.
No. But then again, this is what I said there in the title. Muhammad Amin, Yonis, and Muhammad Norway. Is it opening Is it opening doors for Islamophobia across the European and Western world? Sooner or later, you know, the domino effect. What do you guys think?
To be fair, okay, I think that I think France is, I think the only country that's doing it, I think, is France only. But I think when you're looking at, for instance, a domino effect and all that, I don't think it's going to affect the vast majority of Western countries and all that. It could affect, for instance, countries like Hungary or, countries with very insignificant Muslim population that could happen there. But I don't think it would happen in, Western Europe countries, including United Kingdom and, Canada and America. It's not going to happen there.
It's not going to happen, but there's an influence. I'm saying influence.
Well,
All it takes is, from me, all it takes from now, you know this, Jonas, all it takes is a Charlie Hebdo, or say something happens, or kill it. And you know what it is. Oh, look at the Muslims, the bandwagon. And from there on, let's implement this. Or they're not learning, let's implement this. Where does it stop? This is what I'm saying, Jonas. This is where it started, or where's it going to stop?
I think, I think that, I think the burqa is more likely to be banned, in comparison to the hijab and all that. I think the hijab is itself is a belief, it's part of the religion and all that. But I don't think, they're going to ban the hijab in the UK and stuff like that. I don't think so, because it comes under, freedom religion and all that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, Jonas, step by step. You see the video that we played earlier with the young Somali sister where it was a big mess with her skirt. And now they're saying this color hijab, you have to wear this sort of hijab on that. What was it on school?
Yeah.
Schools, you can't wear like different color hijabs for some strange reason. It has to be Pacific. You have to look like this. Has to match this.
And that's
what
reasonable.
Is this fascination?
To be fair.
Huh?
That's very reasonable.
In what way?
It has to be a certain color and all that. That person didn't say, we're banning hijab and all that. That person said, okay, that it has to be, it has to comply with the uniform guidelines and all that. As far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that one's okay? Yeah. No,
yeah,
but okay, maybe I understand that. Maybe if it's a uniform and you're going to work, maybe you have to wear some type of color. Color coordinated. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, but they totally ban it. Now that's another extreme, isn't it? And do you think this type of behavior causes extremism? People tend to lean towards extremism once you're freedom, and when you feel like you're under threat, does this type of behavior breeds what they want? South Africa, come through. What do you think?
No, to be honest with you, the way France is doing at that moment, they're just creating more chaos in the country, and more hatred in the Muslim community towards the France, and that's not how to deal with situation. They should bro waxay tahay inay la deal gareeyaan, because waxa lagu yiri haddii aad dad maanta dhan oppress garaysid of course marka dambe ayagana way kugu xanaaqayaan it's like biyaha kulul haddaad dabka saartid way kulaanaya marka dambe furku tuuranaya so that's waxa dhacaya ka dhacaya Faransiiska yeah haddana maxaa la mar walba waxay la dagaaltamaan dhibaatooyin argagixisa dhacda wadanka la weeraray ciyaalkii shaqalaana haysato so many things the only way ku deal garay kan waxay tahay inay yiraahdaan you know what waxaan aan sameynayno qalad waaye miiska iskugu imaano isla hadalno isla wada tashano maxaa idinka inii fiican maxaa anaga noo fiican compromise inay sameeyaan instead of just using force in dhahaan saan sameey kan yeela wadanku sii halaabaya una aniga to be honest with you uma malina Faransiiskan uu sii fiicnaanayo inuu halaabo moogiya
Yeah. Come through, sister Hibak. My sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How are you guys?
Well, I'm right, sister. What's your thoughts, man? Come through. Hold up the panel for me, guys. I'm going to be back. But sis, Hibs, first female. Let me hear your thoughts on this.
No, I think what we need to understand is that France is completely different in comparison to the UK. And I think in the video that Khaled showed was that there was a terrorist that was moving throughout France with a burqa, but with a burqa which made him.
Do you guys remember the Somali brother? Do you guys remember
Yeah,
the
I remember
Somali
the Somali
brother?
guy. He basically shot two
He
police
killed,
officers
yeah,
in
he shot the
Bradford
two
and
police
he
officers in Woolwich, and then he left in his sister's thing as well. So do you think they've got they on us come through Hibs?
Yeah, but what I don't get is that, the government have so many resources. They have Interpol, they have CIA, they have FBI. You can track the way someone walks in a burqa and know the difference between a female and a male. So they can't say that it's not justified, oh, we're going to ban this because terrorists have now used it. No, that's not acceptable. You can literally tell from a man's stance and the way they walk through camera and CCTV in comparison to a woman. So that is not justified. But also France has always been anti like Islamophobic. So I'm not shocked that this bill has been passed. But what Khalid was saying about is this opening doors for other countries to now pass similar bills like this. I don't think UK is even on that type of track because they would get so much backlash because they have so many like Muslim models, Muslim people in like working as CEOs. Like it's like very unlikely for this to happen in the UK. I know that he mentioned the fact that there was the Somali young girl that was wearing the long skirt, but this is like only a few cases in the UK. But once you fight back and push, you get your justice. So yeah, that's my piece.
يا قالد قدكو كدعيا مالنا hello yeah قالد قدك كدعيا هيب صار شيء سوا صح هباق هيب مدنا هباق exactly ساتر وارون and the thing is mataqaanaa qofka markii la dhibo saa hadda tiriya haddii maanta dhan lagu dhibo dhiba hadhow ka imaanayo waxyaabihii inay dadka soo push karayaan and UK na uma malinayo iyo meelo kale inay ka sameyn doonaan arrintan hadda Faransiiska sameynayaan and because waxa ku jiro siyaasad badan dad badan ku jiro oo muslimiin ah siyaasadda UK ku jiro wadamo badan dad muslim ugu jiro and haddaa fiirsidoo kaleeto ganacsi badan ayay ku leeyihiin so maxaa la muslimka wadamada UK jooga wadanka UK jooga iyo wadamada Yurubta kale awood ku leeyihiin compared to France so it's very sad wallahi ka xumaa Faransiiska wax ka dhacayo
Yeah, but we say that now, but France beginning this wave of things, like all this Islamophobia, I say this effect of this banning of the burqa and hijab and stuff, it all stems from 9/11. If you think about it, like that was the turning point in terms of media wise, because in media everyone was showed the narrative that we as Muslims are barbaric, we are backwards, we are still living in the
Yeah,
in
hot
the
hat. I'm not gonna lie to you. 9/11 changed a lot of things.
yeah,
Changed
we're
a
living in
lot
the
of things.
19th century. We still we're being oppressed, our women's being oppressed in that way by wearing hijab and stuff. So I think all this is just it's a snowball effect. And the only solution, to be honest, with this Islamophobia and thing is, Alhamdulillah, like we have media nowadays, and you can reach more people than we could have back in the days.
Yeah.
But the only way we're gonna how can I say redress this matter and like change people's views to not what Islamophobes are pushing, is for people to unlearn what they've been learning all this time, and they've been pushed in, like in terms of what they've been shown in media and stuff. So once people unlearn this,
So you're saying
this is the only way.
deprogram people through media?
Sorry.
Yeah, but Mohammed, it doesn't help when there's groups like Al Shabaab and stuff like that will just did what they did yesterday to prove the narrative.
Yeah, I get you by saying that, but
That's
the
the
thing
other
is,
mushkila. That's the flip side.
but the thing is that all these bombings and stuff, it's obviously it really happens, but if it happens like
It
without
happened yesterday,
people,
man. And there was Mohammed. 8 people died yesterday. 6 to 8 people lost their lives 2 days ago. So
yes, I know.
Western, so really,
It's,
truthfully, do you
you
think
know,
it's
what
more of an Islamic conversation to have in-house?
Yeah, but we already know where Al Shabaab comes from, man. Like we definitely know where they and all these extremist groups come from. But the thing is, when they do this acts of like barbaric things, like bombing people and stuff, they how can I say, how the people will see it is that what they done, the bombings and stuff, it will be linked to what they've been fed in the media. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it validates what they've been always been pushed in the media for them to see. But if you change that narrative, where will they by bombing people? What they're gonna do? Like it will defeat their purpose some way. You get what I'm saying?
I get
Yeah,
what you're saying,
definitely.
but
And you know the media also have a big role, especially when it comes to Islamophobia. I think so many people don't understand what Muslim and Islam stands for, and the only thing they hear about Muslim and Islam is what is being, fed by the media. And this happened, a terror attack, this, and so on. So,
yeah.
so much negative on the media. That's the only thing people have been fed in
Yeah, but then
many
again, do you
countries.
think us as Muslims have to start stepping up and speaking up and start doing more? Do you think the Muslim nations need to be quiet about things, because that's why I
Yes,
think this is the
yes, I
mushkilat as well. I think like we as Muslims, we stop one almost. It's like Berigi, I'm gonna say, the Asian thing. England, Nagi, Habli, Real, if they would have spoke up and said no, it's a Timachila problem, Muslimin to Kalamaha. Do you understand where I'm coming from? There's certain things like I don't know, cover my brother's shame. Afghan and Hidna, no, Muslim. Do you think that's a bit detrimental as well?
Yeah, because once you see these extremist groups and what they've been fed and been brainwashed and like being that, like they base their thing on religion, and religion obviously it's like for a human it's like the highest, like it's where you live by your life by. So if you're living your life by the same thing that you're taking the source from, and they're telling you go bomb people, all these people that you see is what you call this, they are kafir and stuff, by just believing everything, and you must just like wipe the floor wipe the whole earth of all these heathens and stuff like that. When they've been brainwashed this stuff, they obviously like they get it from a source, and we have to attack that source, and that source is like some scholars, some books, and also coupled with that, that's how these people try to what do you call this, break societies. Like this was a long mission, like from the 1970s. How to break Islam is by presenting them with a version of an extreme version of Islam. So everything is like one-dimensional. You see, it's either this, or this. Once you get out of line, you become kafir. You get what I'm saying? This extreme view is it leads to people doing these stuff like bombing people, having no regard for anyone, looking down on people. So it's a whole mess, to be honest.
That's true.
That's where I'm saying the unlearning has to come, and we as Muslims have to tackle these quote unquote where these sources are coming from, because it's clear to see where they're coming from and which alliance it's coming from. So
I know. We see who's pumping it. We know who's pumping this. We know who's pumping this. People with
Yeah.
an agenda. Abdi said in the chat, France has way more Muslims, Sister Hiba. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
No, I think
they
he's
the
just
they the,
making
they
a
the
comment about
country with the most Muslims, I think, most Muslim population in Europe.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got the
Basically,
most Muslim
France
population in
colonized
Europe.
France colonized North Africa, which means so many there's so many Muslims in France.
There's
Like
5 point.
there's
I think there's
millions.
6 million. 6 million
There's
Muslims live in
millions
France.
that take up the population of France. But my thing was that I'm not surprised about it because they already implemented banning the burqa. So I wasn't surprised that they passed this bill. Do you know what I mean? Because it was like
I'm not sis. I'm not surprised by that as well, sis. I'm surprised about the one where they're forcing people with shops, halal meat butchers with to serve what's it called to serve pork and alcohol.
halal,
That's
like
the bit I'm like, I don't know.
Muslim shops.
Yeah, all Muslim shops, all
Muslim
halal
owned
Muslim like.
shops now have to sell pork and alcohol. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's mandatory now as well.
Okay.
If you're a halal meat shop, so it's kind of whoa.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
And plus, they
only
stopped the
knew about
slaughter
the
of what's it called this on June. They're gonna stop the slaughter of halal chicken as well. So they're literally pushing everything.
Yeah, they're trying to push a lot of things on Muslim people, but I think there's things that we can do, like there's like petitions that we can sign so that that then like politicians can now talk about it. There's even like Somali supermodels that take part of Paris Fashion Week that are taking a stand. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like there's an outrage already. Like it's not like people are not doing nothing and like twiddling their thumbs. So many people are doing stuff.
Sis, but the problem is, remember that horrific thing that happened to that woman Sarah, that woman in Southeast London.
Yeah.
And where there was a massive uproar for that. I know the two things we can't compare. The two things are two uncomparable situations. But do you get what I'm coming from? Should there be more of an uproar? And I had this conversation with a couple of Muslim sisters and a couple of non-Muslim sisters as well yesterday in Speaker's Corner, and they were like, I think there should be an uproar. I don't know why there's an uproar. I don't know why other people are not getting involved in this.
What do you mean? There's uproar for the female violence, but not about the hijab.
For Muslim hijabs, there's no. I don't see that much as intensity. Can I say? Let me put my word back. Intensity. Do you get where I'm coming from, Hibs?
I get it, but I think what you also need to understand is that not everybody is going to support us Muslims. If you get what I mean, there's people that are just embedded in their DNA to be Islamophobic, but there's some people that understand the religion and that respect the religion, that partake in the fact that when there's Ramadan and they have Muslim friends, they will fast with them, they will go Tawheed with them. Do you know what I mean? There's some people that are like good-hearted people that will take a stand with you. Like, it's a cruel world out here. Not everybody's going to support your agenda at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? So it's just about picking your battles and know who you should align with as well at the same time.
Holly.
Yes.
Why I would say that you see why France done this is, especially with the hijab thing, is for like you have to look at it from like if you take a back step and look at the whole situation. Why they had the quote unquote balls to do this is because they, first of all, in the media their propaganda, it like reached at the point that people have been leaving the hijab and it's like kind of easy to like push it aside. Also, while this is happening, they bring this law in because they know for a fact that they won't get as much backlash and intensity as you were thinking about as maybe 20 years ago or maybe even 10 years ago. Let's put it that way. So the thing is that all this stuff is connected in a way. And the
It
reason why
is.
is there's some Muslims that been sell this dream of freedom by saying that you don't need to wear hijab and stuff because it's freedom and stuff like that. And
This
they
was freedom.
yeah, so obviously there will be some Muslims who will even agree and say that what France done, I see a problem with it.
I know.
Hmm.
Like I've heard a couple of people even yesterday when I was in speaker school, and a lot of people were like, "Yo, I don't." Like, there was a couple of debates on yesterday. And, like some people were like, "Nah, I don't see it as a problem. You have to live by the law of the land and this, that, and well, you have to assimilate." And you're looking at certain people like, "What?"
Yeah.
That means
Who are the people that
And
you're asking these questions to? If it's men, you're asking the wrong audience. You should be asking women because I know damn right no man would even care.
I think no. This is the thing, sis. Yeah, I asked like it was a mixed crowd. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, so it was a mixed crowd because one of the sisters she went wearing a hijab. She was like. She was stuck on both sides in it, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Runta, it was most men. But
Yeah, so it's
I don't know.
different.
This
You're
is the
getting a
flip side
different
as well.
perspective
No,
if
but
it's a
Hibak,
man.
this is Hibak. Well, like Hibs here. This is the flip side as well. This affects our sisters as well. If you're a God fearing man, yeah, it affects Walasha, it affects Haskada and Antada. You get where I'm coming from? So it does really affect us men as well. As Muslim men, it should really because think about it, if your father, a brother, or a son. Like it should affect you all over. Because right
I
now
know it should,
there
but
should
some
be
people
uproar
they
on
only
all
think
round.
about themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, this is
Not
a
every
situation.
man
I
is
think
the
this.
same. It
I know, sis.
varies.
This is why I know, sis. Here, but then again, you should not every. You should. We shouldn't see every man the same as well because this does affects all of us, men or women. In my God, what's next? What's next? Soon they're gonna be like Masajika. After this time, but you're not allowed in the mosque. Only like I feel like there's gonna be more. What's it called? Martial law into the Muslim community. That's what I'm scared of. And for me, that creates fear. What does fear create? Hatred. Hatred creates what? It starts creating naive people, like Muhammad said. It's gonna be a war. It's different. It's different. You get where I'm coming from now.
yeah, yes, Khalid. And also the other thing is, Sister Hiba was talking about, like people won't stand for what you are or like your belief systems and stuff. But in terms of this hijab, you can see like obviously some if there's people like who's in power and like in workplaces and stuff, if they see their fellow like uh Muslima like not wearing hijab and stuff, and then this comes out, they're obviously gonna say like, oh, like what they will stand for, nothing, because it's not affecting them. You get what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
No, I understand. I
There's a
totally
lot of
understand.
yeah, so and I agree with you
Uh,
with that thing about this will breed, like because next they will try to, as you said, like they're already pushing in France to sell pork and alcohol, which is against our
and
religion, and then they'll go
yes.
to, like mosques and maybe like they will
There's
try
gonna be
to
more
maybe
crackdowns,
put
man. For me, this is for me, Muhammad, and I was trying to say to Sister Hibake, I see a snowball effect. It's gonna start. There's gonna be this weird snowball effect that's gonna start happening in Western countries. We're not gonna notice it slowly by slowly. Whether it starts off with hijabs or this, that, or for them or not. I see England sooner or later gonna be banning the niqab. I just see this happening. The niqab is gonna be banned sooner or later, whether we hate it or love it. Just takes one mad incident, they're gonna be like, no more niqabs in certain places.
yeah.
So that's how it starts off with.
It's a clear example, like 2001. How many years ago was that? 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Look at the
yeah.
snowball effect that happened from then.
Come on,
Who
man.
would have?
I remember my friends that wasn't Muslim them times there, yeah. They didn't know nothing. They just knew that I didn't eat pork and then my females in my family wear headscarves. That's about it.
Yeah,
That's about it.
yeah, that's true.
You know,
Like
someone
even
said nothing will be done. Too many good people will turn a blind eye. Is that a problem as well? Someone in the chat said that.
Yeah, people have been made to look weak actually, and they've been compromised and put in a situation that they can't speak up and stuff, and that's sad thing. Everyone's looking for themselves. They don't want to stand up for anyone. They're afraid of repercussions, and
they're scared of being labeled this, that. We even see, you know, I call them Somali Islamophobes as well, innit? Yeah, I see it with them, innit? Like, yeah, because we've got a couple of Islamophobes in our community now that are Somali as well, apparently. So I see it in them guys as well. Like, they're probably loving this right now, knowing that they're people. Yeah, and this is the saddest thing, man. So it makes me think, like, fucking hell. And if it's imagine this, the times are like this now. Imagine in the next, God knows, 4 or 5 more years, what's going to be like for Hablain or Walalain. How they gonna be? You get where I'm coming from?
yeah, that's true, bro. Like with that Islamophobia, as I told you before, like Alhamdulillah,
I
we
don't
don't
even
face
think
it
we
here
should call it
in SA,
Islamophobia. I say we call it
because of how the
Islamofascist. I think the name needs to change because what you gotta remember, phobia is a fear, right?
Yeah.
I don't think these guys fear Islam, innit? I think they hate Islam. So I think we need to find a new word for it. Allah.
Yes, bro. It is a fascist type movement. Yes,
It's a fascist type. I call it Islamofascism. That's what I rather. That's the term I'm looking for to use right now. If you're gonna be precise on language, innit? Yeah, this is Islam fascism. Like they don't because what you gotta remember, phobia is just someone being scared or something. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm not wishing no one to be scared of anything. I don't want people to be scared of anything.
Yeah.
But this is when you're scared, well, how come I can't say that? You know, you're not gonna be doing like I don't know, man. I don't think this is it's beyond disrespect. I don't know. Come through, G.
Yeah. It's been happening since the since the turn of the 1900s. From then, like with this hijab, like this hijab thing, and which France done to the Algerians that they were colonizing and stuff. If you see the stories, yours, it's horrific stories.
That's true.
So it's like.
But I wanted to ask you, how is it like in you in South Africa? Do you think South Africa could implement stuff like this? Because you've got a large Muslim community, innit?
Yeah, as I said, like Alhamdulillah, I never faced any type of Islamophobia yet in my life, like from general people. Like maybe in the workspace or like when you work in the corporate world, like in the corporate environment here in South Africa, definitely you might experience some prejudice or some racism because, as I told you, like most of the CEOs here is like men, 70% is white men. Definitely you might, and I did hear of racism not only to Muslims but to Indians, Hindus, to people and stuff. But for the general people, I don't think there's hardly cases at all. And especially like I was even listening to this one comedian. He said like when he was in school and he was in high school, but he was going to high school which had a lot of Muslim kids there because the area was like a heavily populated Muslim area, but the school was for everyone. So and he was a black guy and so
sorry guys, let me just pick up Sister Hibbs. She had to quickly go off. Big up. Love for coming through, my sister. Come through, Imes. I'm gonna carry on, brother.
So he said that when this 9/11 happened, he was in school, and he said the media was saying like people like Ahmed, and he mentions this like people like Ahmed and like he mentioned a few Muslim names. Is hot like they are like what do you call this, evil people and threatening people, and then he says like Ahmed. then he says Ahmed, these people are not like that, man. He said and he's that was actually from one of his stand-up comedies, which was called Unlearn. And he said like there's so much stuff that we have to unlearn and stuff. And he mentioned that in his comedy thing. And he said like no, man, that what the media was saying about these people, Muslims are the best people ever basically like good. And he said he learned so much like in being in that high school like from the Muslims and that. And he said this of like he said from then I knew that media is not to be trusted and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, in South Africa it's like Muslims help them with they
Yeah.
were at the forefront of eradicating apartheid. They're in high places and stuff, even more higher than in UK and stuff like that. So I don't think, and also the thing is like there's no cultural. I mean, there is racist tensions definitely, but there's no religious tensions. Like you'll see, like growing up, like in my neighborhood, we could there was Jews, there was Christians, there was Hindus. We all used to play together in the park. Nobody used to, and everyone knew of the religion. You get what I'm saying? Like they weren't naive, but the thing is, it wasn't like stopping us from like being friends, and our parents also. It wasn't like stopping them because their parents definitely they were so African and stuff, and us like we were just me being Somali and the other friends being Cape Colored and stuff. They were like, yeah, we know you Muslim, we know you Jew, but we're friends. Like there's no difference. You get what I'm saying?
I know. No, but this is what I'm saying. See, places like yours ain't got no difference. France is supposed to be a bedrock of founding countries that are forefront on, they've got a whole famous saying, libertarian, what was it? I don't know, I can't pronounce it in French. Libertarian movements, innit? They were the key, what's it called, people that was pushing this amongst Europe all done at the time, innit? Yeah. And it's ironic that it's doing this the most. It is a bit ironic the way they're behaving, the way that they're treating fellow people of them type of countries. So it's kind of crazy, man.
Everything that's like evil or not good in this world, Allah Subhanallah, it's like so fascinating that Allah always makes it whoever does that contradictory, and He always sheds a light. And also the thing is like nowadays, like even all this Islamofascism, Islamophobia, all this thing, what it created was people looking up what is Islam, what is people talking about.
I know.
So the good thing that did come out of this, surprisingly, is that Islam is the rising religion, like the most
This is
in
what it
Europe,
is. I
and
think
which is so ironic.
yeah, this is what it is. Yeah, I guarantee you, I'm gonna big up Abdi said he came up with the best comment. Sorry about this, but this has to go up in it. Yeah, one time for the people. Them yeah. It is ironic. Wallahi, we're on it. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that up. Sorry, my people. We just had to get that off our chest. Big up Abdi, and no, it's just for me. It's like you said, Muhammad. I mean, it's ironic. It's just that hypocrisy and the irony is just it's amazing. It's amazing for me. I don't lie.
Yeah, because it's part of people's psychology. Like if you tell them this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, they will definitely try to. It will put intrigue in them to like find out what is this. You get what I'm saying? And this goes for everything, good and bad. Good and bad, definitely, because you can see the repercussions of like drugs and all this other stuff. It's like they said it's bad, 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 and then people they try it once and then boom, they're gone. You get what I'm saying? It is bad and good. The good and bad, like once you tell people this, and then like they will definitely have this intrigue and they'll find out, get more information, and then they will be like, oh, this is it, and they'll maybe try it, maybe learn more about it. So in this case, they're saying that Islam is barbaric, they backwards, they living in the 7th century, all the stuff. They bombing you, they hate you, they don't regard you as human and stuff like that. Putting all this propaganda, there's nothing got to do with Islam. And if you check basic books, it's so fascinating that if you check books, there's no hatred, there's no nothing, there's no nothing in the Quran. There's everything. And
And then
also the other
we
thing is like I
got
think,
poor representatives as well. That's about it.
yeah, poor representatives, and that is like every time I see this, like our leaders and stuff, is like I always like think about it, like why is our leaders like this? And then I came across a hadith that's saying the Prophet said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
the leaders will be befitting for their people. You get what I'm saying?
So what does that mean?
Maybe
Break it down for me. Break it down for me. What does that mean?
majority of us are lost. We have we have other tendencies, we have other agendas, and then you will see the good people within us. Definitely, there is good people in the ummah and stuff, but like that group of people will mess up the whole bunch because it goes back to another piece saying that the ummah is like one body. If one place is like getting ailment, the whole body will be in pain. So definitely, if there's one group or like groups of people who is siding with the enemies and stuff, and then that will definitely lead to leaders like our leaders being against us or like having agendas and stuff. And the other thing I wanted to say about the fascinating thing is like if you look, I just looked about this I was just researching and stuff, and I saw that, and then it clicked once. You know, Saudi, they very religious. They portray this thing of being religious and stuff like that. But if you check their people, what are they doing? Most of them, they're mostly seculars. You know that, and they like to go out of the country. They just want to go out of the environment of being quote unquote religious because they feel that they being oppressed. And then if you look at, then I looked at Iran, which is a Shia nation, definitely, but they they are very, even though the Shia, they have religious aspects, definitely, but they're actually very secular. You know that they like on par with Turkey and that in being secularized. And then if you see their people, what are their people doing? They're actually more religious, which is fascinating, huh? Like the governments is one thing, and then the people are the other thing, like the opposite.
That's true. That's true. That's true. It's for me. It's
And it all comes back to what I was saying, that people will always be intrigued as to what you tell them to do. If you tell them this is good, they'll find out what is good. They'll find out why is it good. If you tell them this is bad, they'll find out why is it bad. And once they find a solution, and once they're content with, go with it, no matter what you say.
That's true. That's true. I can't deny that, man. But with me, do you know, it's like I don't know, man. I don't. Do you think do you think that? But then again, do you think like online presence for Muslims speaking up about this? Does it look like we're caping as well? Like we look like we're just co-signing, like we're just reacting.
We're reacting to whatever's happening.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like nowadays, not only us, but the general trend is like we just being the reactive. We just reactionary people, and then we forget off the stuff. But the thing is that also another ideology pushed in people, because once you push that agenda, it's very, very harmful in the long run. You know why? Because whenever something happens and people try to stand up for it, the governments or the people in power won't take it serious because the other people, meaning the other people who's the spectators, they'll think like, oh, these people are just reactionary, and there's no why should we like invest our time and money and effort to voice these people's thing because it's gonna die down soon.
That's true.
So you see that's another downfall that's happening nowadays. That the ideology that we're just a reactionary society. And we
Someone
stand
said in
for
the chat, what do you think about this? We need to build our country up. Yeah, 100. No one disagrees with that, but at the same time, that's a be-on and be-all conversation. We know what's going on down there, investing back on, but we're here, bro. If you're here with us and you're a diaspora, you're here, you're around the world, shit's affecting us here as well. So I don't know about investing back home. I don't know about that, brother. We've got children that's being schooled here, there's people that's living here. We see the disaster. Like this person doesn't know. I keep reminding people yesterday in Shangani, like in Hamad, there was a big, massive explosion again. I think 6 people lost their lives, 11 injured. So, brother, a lot of people are gonna be like, miss me with them things. Big up, brother Ahmed in the building.
Assalamu alaikum, Khalid. Welcome.
Alaikum assalam, my brother. Alles goed.
That's good, man. That's good, man. How you doing?
Rustig, Ivan.
Alhamdulillah, man.
Goed met jou.
Yeah, man. You're learning Dutch, man.
I knew Dutch, man. Dutch is come on. Like I
Come
said,
on,
man. Come on, man.
come on,
Got
come on.
family in Utrecht. Half my people are Dutch. You know them ones, man. They all live in
Shout
Leicester.
out to my
No,
Dutch people, man. Shout out to my Dutch
shout
people.
out to the Dutch family. Shout out to all my Somalis that live in Holland. Ahmed, what do you think about today's conversation, my brother?
Yeah, man. You know, I just tuned in. I listened a bit. Yeah, man. This is, I heard this as well. Very sad news. What's happening in France, but at the same time, it's not shocking. You know, at the same time, it's not shocking what's happening in France. We all knew that this was
Yeah,
going
it
to
was
happen.
coming.
It was
We saw
coming,
it coming.
especially with France. France is known for their hatred to Islam and ethnic groups, especially Algerians and Moroccans. They're known for their hate towards them. And so yeah, well, you know, what the brother was saying, yeah. So these people, they are. This is basically just, this is bluntly attacking us, and you can see the world leaders, they're saying nothing because France is a strong country. You know, they're a good ally of the UK and Holland as well. But this is not a case of a moral heroism. This is because they want to implant it too. Like you were saying, it will not be a shock if Holland will be like this next year, saying, "Yo, we're gonna stop this as well."
Yeah, come on. I feel like I said, yeah, I've seen Holland and I've seen a couple of reports here. A domino effect. I see
Yeah,
a domino effect.
It is.
There's gonna be a domino effect.
True. And the thing is, yeah, the thing is as well is that the thing you were saying about why are we as a Muslim community not doing nothing? I think that's because even within our culture, within not even culture, within our religion, we are going against each other. You know what I mean? We're not standing next to each other with different opinions. Like, okay, what's the Galakana? Like, okay, we can have different opinions about this and this, but at these moments we need to stand together. Whether
Yeah,
you're for the
solidarity,
hijab,
yes.
whether you're for the hijab or not, whether you believe in it or not, if a Muslim sister that wears it has your
Yes.
religion, you should stand for her. Whether you're a Qur'ani, whether you're a Shi'i, whether you're a Sufi,
Yes.
it doesn't matter. You need to stand, and that's the
You need
thing
to
with
stand up.
And
I had this conversation. Do you know, brother Ahmed, yeah, Usubi, I had this conversation yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were all up in what's it called? We were all in speakers corner. There was a big group of us. It was a mix, girls, guys, a lot of people from Europe, a lot of Arab sisters, a lot of that. It was a good mixture of people in it. Yeah, and they were speaking about this. They're like, how come there's not a lot of uprise, or raw? Like, you know, there should be like more people all standing together. Even women that are not Muslim as well should be standing and saying, "No, this is fuck this, man."
It's because you know the problem is, yeah. Listen, for example, if you're a Muslim, yeah, who believes that hijab is not an obligation, or you're a feminist who's against it, or you're a Qurani who does not even believe in it, if you're a whatever sect you are, whatever opinion you have about the hijab, the thing is they think it does not affect us. Alhamdulillah, this is the thing we're fighting against, you know. But that's not the mentality that we should have about this topic. It's not about the hijab itself. It's about the religion that's being attacked. And as you were saying, what's next? What's next?
Yeah, that's what's next. That's what for me, I think like marshalling, you know, a martial law.
Yeah.
Certain things like immigrant, look again. I keep telling people, imagine hilibra halal kaya, your local Somali hilib shop or your local hilibra halal or khamsir ibniya or qasaba. He has to sell khamsir inside his shop.
It's true. And the things that you were talking about, the halal slaughtering, that's the next topic. I can guarantee you, I saw a article about was France as well, and Holland is doing this as well. They are making plans for laws to go against ritual slaughtering. They are making that already. So in the next 2 or 3 years, we will see a shifting in that. That's the next thing they're gonna go for, and this is not new. They are trying to do it, and the funny thing is, yeah, the only reason why they were not capable of doing that earlier is because of the Jewish community. Wallahi, it's because of the Jewish community.
Same here in the UK. Yeah, do you know what it was? They had a problem in the UK. This was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised. The biggest community, the biggest outrage was, you know, the Jewish community.
Yeah.
The Jewish community put stop. But how comes in France but there's a high population of Jewish community in France as well?
Bro,
we're almost anything.
No, you know what it is here. The Jewish community, they have a very strong lobbying. Like they have very strong lobby companies. Like we you know, they have certain positions in areas, you know, where they are powerful. You know, they don't need to go on media because they don't need قيلو. They go straight to work, very effective. So what they do is for what you were saying about this year is that they lobby. You know what I mean? So for example, yeah, I was in a lecture with a professor of a university here in Holland, and he was talking about this halal slaughtering. Yeah, do you know how many people in I'm talking about Holland right now? Yeah, do you know how many people of the Jewish community here in Holland eat kosher meat? A percentage. Do you know how much? How many do you think?
I'll say 30%, 30 to 50.
The thing is, it's only 2% of the whole Jewish community that eats kosher food in Holland.
Wow, why is that?
It's because they it's what عادي, you know, is the thing they do. They don't. But the thing is this, yeah, it may be 2% that eats kosher food, but is close to 100% that is fighting for their rights, fighting for the 2%. They're fighting for the 2%. They don't eat them themselves, but they fight for their people. They fight for their religion.
Come on, that's what it is.
Yes, they're very connected.
Exactly.
They're
They're
standing
standing
together.
together. Whether they believe in the cause, whether they believe in their in their opinions within the religion, they will stand for their religion, even if they have a different opinion about it, because it's their religion that's being attacked. It's like the same as us. Like, for example, yeah, in Europe, or let's say in Holland, yeah, if the Somali people getting attacked, would you think that we would say, qofkan wa Isaac, it doesn't matter to me. Qofkan wa Daro, it doesn't matter to me. We will stand next to each other. We will say, hold up a minute. Qabil is out of the window at that moment. We will stand for each other. But with religion, people will make use of this. That's the worst. They will come on YouTube. They will say, "Yeah, France made this law, and you know what? I'm happy with it because it was oppressing anyways." But that's the thing. That's the thing. If we are gonna do that, then our religion will never stand strong.
Yeah, that's true. No, but then again, all right, then Ahmed, you say that, yeah, well, that means that there has to be unity across the board, whether it's Shia, Ahmadiyya, Quranist.
There should be within the fundamentals of the religion. It should be, you know, like for example, yeah, if you if you do not believe in these kinds of opinions, okay, well, you don't need to believe in them. You don't need to follow them. But if you love your brother or sister for their religion, you should never want it that something is being taken away from their religion. Let's say, for example, tomorrow they're gonna say the masjids are not allowed anymore. Are we gonna say, it doesn't matter, only the Salafi go to the masjid? I pray home anyways.
No, we're all gonna be in an uproar.
We need to be in an uproar. So
I say, martial law is gonna be happening soon, man. But people don't really know, man.
This is the thing. This is the thing. And in France, in France, this is also they love to do this kind. They you know, if you look at Europe right now, populism here is getting a very strong uproar right now. Getting up in the politics and saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that to the Muslims, you know, having strong opinions that have no backing or arguments is love right now because people want to see these kinds of things. But the thing is, in order for those people to get power, they need to target a group of people to get that power. You know, these people, they don't hate Muslims on their specifically. They hate them or target them for power. If it wasn't for power, they wouldn't even care what they would do.
Yeah, no, I don't even think it, bro. I think it's just, wallahi, I don't think it's power. I think it's more, it's just
popular, being
I
popular.
think it's control. Yeah, it is power. Power is control. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is to do with power. It's to do to control these people, and it's to do to say, you know what? For me, it's is it because the way of life they know haqqa, and they just I don't know. I think it's to do with the way of life. That's what I personally think.
Yeah, of course.
I just wanted to add what Ahmed was saying. Like, one of my teachers always said, like, the Muslim Ummah is so they're so deluded that it's like the whole Islam is like a house, né? And everyone is in their own rooms.
Yeah.
But a storm comes, and maybe from the Sunni side, the roof starts like going off, and then you'll see the Shia and all the others. They'll say, "No, I'm not gonna go help him," and like put the roof back down because he's something else. It's their problem, man.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
beautiful
And then
analogy.
by the end of the day, when the storm comes again, it will hit the Salafi side, and then the next time it will hit the Shia's time.
Yo, sister FA asked FA asked us an important question. She goes, "We see them. I don't know. My computer's brought. Is it come up yet? Can't see.
Yeah, I can
You
see.
guys.
Do you think they are threatened by Islam?
Yeah, I think yeah.
I think
Shall I
maybe
tell you
in
why?
a way.
Shall I tell you why? Yeah. Because we go remember the fastest. You know the other day when Sister Maya and Ridley were debating.
Yeah.
Do you know the fastest converting people or Deen to Sargali were Adam women, innit?
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from. So when their people make a convert, get in and young, it brings morality, it brings a different type of way of life, you know, it brings Islam to the world, innit? You get where I'm coming from. And you see from our own Somali Islamophobes, yeah, don't care the Deen to Orte, yeah. It's a threat, I think, like, I don't know, the haqq, they don't want the haqq, innit? That's what it is. The true way of life. And because
also
it's spreading,
yeah,
it's because it's spreading and it's like, yo, dad badan baa saa gelaya. Inkastoo dad badan ka baxay, but dad baa saa gelaya this massive sort of rate, innit? Yeah, that's why. What do you guys think of that? Sister F, that's what I think. FA, that's what I think. Come through.
Also, I think they are scared of history repeating itself, like the golden age of Islam repeating itself again. Like, you know, when we were like the first innovators of like we innovated math, stuff like that, and everything was like coming only from Muslim because we were the only advanced people. You get what I'm saying? They are the thread that says that maybe if these people become more, they will take away all our thinkers. They will take away all our innovators, and then we will be back in the dark ages in Europe.
Come on. It's predicted in the next 30 years, as well, yeah. Especially in, I think it was France itself. Imagine there's Mohammed and Ahmed and Yonis, yeah. Well, look, in France, in the next, maybe God knows, in the next 30 to 20 years, there's going to be the way the population is. There's going to be a Muslim leader. There's going to be a Muslim prime minister, literally. And I think the shift. That's what it is. The shift of radically. Because what you gotta remember, who's having kids? You know them ones. If you look at the average of
and also, yeah, the infertility and stuff. there's little people being born from the so-called like the whites and that, and us Muslims are alhamdulillah having like kids without limit, and they just having a perfect family of 1 kid or 2 kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's like indoctrinated in them that you don't have if you have more than 2 kids or you will have no time in life, you'll be stressed in life, stuff like that.
See, look, sister said it the best here. I think Hib said it.
This is what I was talking about. This was what I was talking about. I saw this article as well.
Yeah.
And this thing, what Sister Hibbs is talking about, this is not a thing that has been happening right now. It was they were doing this for years, but the reason why they couldn't do it was because of Jewish lobbying. Because it would affect the Jews lobbying. As well. But I think what they're trying to do right now is they're gonna make it so perfectly that it only hurts the Muslim people.
Yes.
Because this thing, with the hijab as well, is that they're talking about girls right now, But what about a boy that wears a couple? Isn't that the same thing?
Okay. I don't know because I don't know. That's true,
Yeah, this is they made it that way because these people are smart. If they would say every religion, if they would say every religious outing of clothing, there will always be there will be the Jews as well. But they made it in this way so it cannot hurt, so it cannot affect the Jewish community.
Okay.
And
And you
that's the
gotta
thing.
remember,
If
one of the richest population community in France, I'm just looking at, is the Jewish community. They've got a lot of capital behind them.
Yeah, they're
in
very
France.
strong as well.
And also, Ahmed, why you saying that? I agree with you, and it also goes back to the thing that hijab is like there's always a propaganda that has been pushed, like in our community, that you don't need hijab and that. So it got to that point that you will get people like as Khalid and me were saying, they will be agreeing with us whatever France is saying about the hijab ban and stuff.
So this is you know what I need. I would love to ask. You know, I know Sister Hibbs, yeah, but I would love to ask a non-hijabi. You know, a non-hijabi Muslim sister. What's your thoughts on this? Because if you're not really wearing it, what would be your intake on it? Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, true.
Because that would be an interesting point. If you're not really adhering to it, would it affect you, sisters? You don't really bust a hijab. Should it affect you?
I don't. I think you know what it is here. I think for sisters that do not wear hijabs, I don't think the majority of them would be like, oh yes, you know, this is good. Of course, I think it hurts them as well because they love their sisters. You know, for the majority of them, they love their sisters. They wouldn't want that for their sisters. You know, and so I think that's it. You know, but the thing is, yeah, if we do not stand and say, yo, because this is actually going against freedom of religion. This is going against expression.
But it's in the Qazi Ahmed. It's in their constitution, 1958.
It is.
I've seen it. I've read it. I've got it right here, 1958. Yeah, France signed the Religious Freedom Act.
It is.
And that applies to anyone that's a French citizen has the freedom, which means liberté. You know, in their famous liberté.
True.
Rules. Well, no, they said it. They've stated it.
Yeah. No, but you know what they do? The thing is this, yeah. These people, when they put up a law, they check the community, they check the people. They will check how will it affect the people, how will they take it up. So they will never put these kinds of laws in other times. Why they're doing this now is because they created this hate. They've been nurturing this kind of hate for years. This is not something they chose like yesterday or something. This is a plan.
It's been manifesting. It's been slowly bubbling. Slowly bubbling up.
Slowly this. And what they're doing, they're linking types, they're linking certain things. What they are doing, they're linking, first of all, religion with terrorism. They're linking religion with terrorism. And then what they need to do is, okay, but the religion of Islam is diverse. It can be anyone. So what do they need to do? Okay, now they're going to think, okay, how can we take them down in a way that the people will be like, okay, let's make the hijab the image of the Islam. The hijab is a small thing. It's not the whole religion. It's just the thing of the religion. But what did they do? They put it in the media so many times that the people are thinking now, oh, this is their thing. This is their thing. This is their religion. And what they're doing next is, okay, we made it the image of the religion. We took it so far, and now we can attack them with it. And they're coming from this way. And what they're doing right now is actually, okay, this is the hijab. This is an opening. It's like opening a door. You know, you're opening a door for all the other things. This is just the beginning. Because if you as a country believing in freedom of religion, expressing religion in any sort of way, you can do this. That means you can do whatever you want. After this is just the opening. Tomorrow they can say to you, you know what, the Arabic language, you know, we don't want that.
Yeah, come on. After there's something, come through, Mohammed. Come through, Wallah.
I must research this actually. Is there any like lawyers or like a group of firm that's actually going to the Constitutional Court of France to like appeal against this thing and using that act that was in 1950 something you said about the religious freedom? constitution, because I think they can easily win the case, man. But I don't know if there's people standing up to it.
They
You get it?
they can, but the thing is here, the thing that we should not underestimate is these politic schemes, these laws that they are doing, the lobbying, they can they play this is a game they play. This is a game they play.
Oh
This is
no, we
just,
see this. We see this game.
yeah,
It
this
started
is
off with a
just,
burqa thing, yeah, and then boom.
yeah. First, it started off with schools. Or only at school. Then now they're saying and the thing is, yeah, the funny, these laws they have so many contradictions. It even has contradiction within their own laws and even with other laws. Because they're saying that a girl that is under 18 is not allowed to wear hijab because it's oppression, or way she can't she can't choose. She's not fully developed. Okay, but there is a law in the French law that states that a 14-year-old can choose if he wants to have a gender change. He can change his gender, and he can say that at the age of 14 and even younger. Isn't that a contradiction?
There's no morality. That's just no morality, man. These men are dirty, fam. They're dirty, fam.
That's the thing. The thing is, this morality that they're talking about is a morality that can change any second. They can change it the way they want to change it. Tomorrow they can say to you, this is oppression, and the other day they can say to you, it isn't anymore.
That is because Ahmed, there's no
now, yeah? Take care.
Bye, bro.
Take care, Jonas, man. In a bit.
Ahmed, why is that the case? Because their law is man-made law.
It is.
And man-made law will always have contradictions. It is not based on something that is
true that
ridiculous, or something that has a real basis in society.
It is, and they're taking down this. This is actually a war on religion, a political war on religion. And first, because for example, now they're saying in their countries, they're saying, this is not good. Let's say, for example, let's go down the road for 10 years. What if they're gonna go to the VN and say this is a human right? Human right, it's gonna become universal. They're gonna go to other countries and say to those countries, yo, what you're doing is not good. And believe me, these countries are so arrogant. Arrogant, they would do that. They would.
They would, will I don't put nothing past these people, man. I just feel like the sentiment of then Ahmed, that kind of brings up the question of what the man in the balagate. You get where I'm coming from?
I get what you're saying. But isn't that in my eyes, it's a bit of a dagal. It's a dagal, like why? Because we are here. This is, for example, me, I'm born here. So if I'm going, it's like me saying, yeah, I lost the fight. Well, okay, let's go back here. No, this is something it's like a
That's true.
It's true. You're not gonna run away because you're gonna take me down. Because they did that to the Jews, and the Jews are still here.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's true. That's like basically pussing up, man. Fuck all of that, bro.
Yeah.
You say man's gonna ride it.
Yeah, we need to go back to our countries. And we need to build our countries. We need to make them strong. That's a different thing. That's a different thing. That has this thing is something else. This is not a point of we need to go back anyways. No, this is you as a human being. As a human being saying, yo, stop this. And this is not only for Muslims, it's for everyone. It's for everyone. You need to stand up for your rights. They gave you rights, use those rights and stand for those rights. You know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid to show these people, and we need to show them intellectually. We don't need to show them with our crying. No, we need to stand up, use our words. We are not the immigrants that came illiterate. There are some of us that study law.
Assimilated, we're born here. Like you're
Yeah,
saying,
we're
we have
born
a
here.
dual identity here, but at the same time, even Sister Hib said it's problematic mindset to think about like that. But at the same time, if shit's just getting worse and worse and worse and all, we might as well just quit. Can I just on? In the next 20 we'll just keep an eye on tenor. Yeah, I'm coming from Kenya. We fix up our thing in it. Yeah, well, do you think you have to worry about? I'm playing a chapel like a star. You ain't going to the month.
No, Warun.
That's the angles I'm looking at. I'm like, you know what? I can agree.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's not pussy now. At the end of the day, it's just like if it's just getting enough that look can because I see a lot more like mashallah brothers and sisters. They've gone back home. Certain the passport. It's for the Derila himself about Allah.
Yeah, that's true. We need to get there, and we need to, go back anyways. And in a certain point of our lives, yes, we need to go. But I think the thing that I'm trying to say is, if we are gonna go away because of this, if you would go for another reason, we're ID. But because of this going away, you as someone who knows the country, who's born here, who's studied here, knows the way of Europe, you need to stand up and show these people because they are going. They're gonna go like they have no. If you don't show them here, they're gonna go further and further and further, and you need to show them. And that's the thing. The thing is now we are just silently. We are silent. We're not saying. We are saying yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm wearing the hijab. That the constitution is saying that I can freely wear. I can do whatever I want. But I'm sorry that I'm wearing it. No, it shouldn't be like that. We need to stand up and say, "Yo, I don't know what you're doing, but because you can take them. We can take them in this game. This game that are
You
playing.
can, but then again, it's like at the same time, should you play this game? This is the question I'm asking. Hibbs, you came back, sis.
Yeah, basically, I wanted to, basically, I just wanted to explain what I said about it's a problematic mindset to constantly say, let's go back to Somalia, build it, and stay there type of thing. Do you know how many years it will take to build Somalia and to get it to the state that America or UK that medically it will be so hard. There's no way in hell that I can take my sister to Somalia like like maybe 5-10 years time. It wouldn't be at the medical state that it is in the UK. Like they don't have the equipment or the facilities to deal with a child that had a stroke. They don't have the facilities to deal with to have like brain surgery that she was offered here in the UK. It's not possible. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying it's a problematic mindset to constantly say, oh, let's just build Somalia and go back there. And then also you need to consider the fact that by the time you build it up, it's just gonna there's always gonna be bombings. Do you know what I mean? So it's always disheartening to build Somalia up and then for it to be teared back down. So you're taking 2 steps forward and then 10 steps back.
I hear that, sis. I hear that, sis. But do you know the angles I'm trying to look at is keep one eye over there as well. Because if shit's getting more grittier and grittier, sister, and maybe you don't know, say in the next couple of years we get some type of functioning thing, we get mad investment in the next 10-15 years. I might not in the next 5 years, but maybe in the next 10-15 years. Maybe someone like your sister, maybe there might be a facility with the right investment, the right help. There could be someone for your sister or any of us brothers and sisters that have sort of like special needs care. Do you get where I'm coming from, Hibbs? Maybe, but if we constantly always be like, having a scripture, we're gonna take bullshit. It's like I don't know. I'm trying to look at it both ways, Hibbs. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I understand, but then at the same time, just like I feel like for me, when I'm fighting like battles for my sister, I don't take the BS. I will fight. I will take you to court. I'll make sure that she gets everything that she deserves because for her human rights. Do you know what I mean? You can't disregard her. There's no ableism. There's no disability discrimination happening in this place like at all. I don't care what your mindset is. I'm gonna reverse that and I'm gonna fight for my rights. Do you feel what I'm saying?
I hear you, sis, but sis, if we're looking at it as a global wider community and we're getting pressured and there's more and more and more of this, shouldn't some of us actually start thinking, you know what, again, I'm scared this or it's more calm? Because I've got a lot of brothers and sisters, even when I was back home recently, some of my brothers and sisters actually, they didn't even bother, they had their kids over there. That's how bad it is. They're like, you know what, I'm not even going to go back and get my kids' passports. I'd rather just base off here. To get come from hips. And I'm just looking at it as angles as look, if it's they know what at Kenyan, what options do we have? What other options are we having, sis?
Yeah, but if I get it. If they're making it harder for you to live in the West, and you choose to go back home, fair enough. But it's like you can do something about it. You can like go to what's it called, like sign up for petitions, what are their protests, reach out to your local authorities, or even like reach out to influencers, because like I said, there's so many Somali supermodels that have so much influence that take part of Paris Fashion Week, and I tell you that some of them are even signing up on Instagram. So like it's just about making use of like the resources that you have.
I know. Like, for me, I don't think influencers kill you as enough. Like, yeah, I'm coming from, sis. I think like literally, I wouldn't even mind seeing like a demonstration outside. You know, like the Muslim communities in the UK, a demonstration outside the French embassy. Okay. I don't know why no one's organizing stuff like that. Okay, like we actually pressure them, show them, yo, let's all. I don't know. Maybe that's how we get shit done in the UK when we start protesting. But I think other communities have to jump on board in this one as well.
Yeah, Khalid, we do the same here also. We go to the embassies and protest in front of them. That's what we also the same. And funny enough, you know, the the embassy of the French embassy in Cape Town is next to a mosque.
See, this is what I'm saying. So, on Chim'a, everyone should go there and start protesting. That's what I'm saying.
The thing is,
do we even have like any like say in like European policies?
No, that's another thing. I know. Since we left the EU,
you know what I mean? Would it make a difference if we did march?
I get what you're saying. I think I get what you're saying. Yeah, it doesn't look that we have a lot of power, and I think that's also because the ummah itself is the truth is the ummah itself is broken, because these laws, yeah, they've been coming up in these countries, and none of the Islamic countries are saying anything. They are still laughing. You will see tomorrow. You will see Mohammed bin Salman chilling with Macron if they want to. You will see the guy of Jordan and Libya. They will be chilling with those guys, and that's because France has power. They have political power. They have something to give. But if we came together, and that's the thing they fear the most. Wallahi, what Europe fears the most is that we come together. If we come together, and if we would say, if all these countries in Africa and the Middle East would say, yo, listen, we will not give you gas and oil anymore, and Africa we will say, we will not give you the minerals and the things of the ground anymore. Europe is done. Wait,
You remember King Faisal done that in the 1970s when they assassinated him.
He
said no oil. He said no oil for you guys. And then America.
You know what he said? He said we came from people that ate date and milk for food. We can go back to those times, but you can't go back to your times. And that's the thing. I think we as individuals, of course, we do not look strong enough. But the thing is, what I was saying, yeah, is these the ummah that is broken, the like how we are divided, and it's not a how do you say that? It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that we're now right now broken up. This is not a coincidence. This has been happening since the 1970s, 80s. They've been starting.
No, but even yesterday, even yesterday, I spoke to a lot of young Shias, a lot of different type of Muslims in it, yeah, and everyone was with it. It's a thing where like it affects all Muslims across the board. Do you get where I'm coming from?
It does. But the thing is that these bigger countries, the countries, if they would lose France as an ally, they would think, oh, we are weak. Let's say, for example, if Saudi would say right now, this is something bad, well, we will boycott you guys. They would lose France as an ally. Not only France, they would lose all the West. Then they would think, Iran is going to attack us right now. You know what I mean? So that's why they're not saying these kinds of things, because they're afraid of losing allies. And that's the thing. Because for example, right now, China is very strong. China has very strong allies. No one would dare to say something about China right now. They are saying it discreetly, but they're still very afraid. But if tomorrow, let's say for example, Somalia would do the things that China is doing right now, there would have been VN would have been on their asses. America, France, they would all come there and they would say, we're gonna give these people human rights, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's about power and all these things. And the reason that we are divided right now is showing. It is showing.
Yeah, the Ummah, now what it is true. It's the Muslim Ummah is not really one. If the Muslim Ummah was on and they were moving like a block and a unit, do you think France would ever dare even talk?
Yeah.
They wouldn't even talk. It would not dare lift a finger.
They wouldn't. And as you were saying, even Shi'is and all the brothers within different opinions of the religion. Because if a Shi'i, his mom is not allowed to wear a hijab anymore, my mom is not allowed to wear the hijab anymore. So we both hurt.
Yeah, we're both in the same situation. We're both in the same situation.
Yeah, we're both in the same situation. And these people, they're not looking at us like they're all looking at us as Muslims. They're not knowing what Shi'i, Sunni, Salafi. They don't know that. They're like, okay, you believe in Allah and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you're done. That's what they think. They don't think in sects, yawahkas.
And that's the problem. Wallah, it's the in-house fighting. The more we're in because you got groups and groups, like the Metakalis will be like, no, we're not sitting with no one. This group's not sitting with no one. It's a joke thing.
You could differ in opinion. That's all right. In-house, it's like what people have rules in the house. They say, okay, we can fight each other in the house, but outside of the house, we stand strong.
Yeah.
It stays inside of the house.
Yes.
Inside of the house, we can fight each other. You can whatever you want. But outside to the people, we stand strong as a family. And that's the thing. We are not standing strong as a family. In fact, we are hurting each other live on TV. We are using these kinds of these kinds of moments to hurt each other and take each other down.
They are one-upping each other, Ahmed.
Yeah, they're one-upping. They're like, yes.
And I feel like there's where the biggest problems come so far.
Yeah, it
the
is.
whole Muslim Ummah was united on this and said, you know what, let's put our differences aside and just boom.
If we would have done that, we would have been strong. Believe me, strong.
Dapper said, our Ummah is so weak, it makes us sick.
It is.
It is. That's what I think the real mushkilat is, you know that.
It is.
They will never pass something like this. No way.
They would not. They wouldn't. They wouldn't.
You get me? And plus, the worst thing is they're forcing. I know the thing that a girl, like, it doesn't make sense. Again, in France, a girl is legally allowed to have sex at the age of 16.
Yeah.
But she's not going to be allowed to wear the hijab. Her mum has to take off her hijab This is the worst thing. Her mom has. I'll show you this. Watch this, guys. Just give me 20 seconds of your time. Watch this. This girl explains everything so beautifully.
Muslims under 18 to wear the hijab. They are trying to ban the wear of the hijab at universities and higher education. Mothers who wear hijabs will not be allowed to accompany their children on school trips. Muslim patients cannot request doctors based on gender for religious reasons. From July, the halal slaughter of chicken will be illegal. And last year, Paris forced local halal meat stores to sell alcohol and pork. Islam is not the oppressor. The French government is.
Yeah, man. The
It's
mom.
the sad reality, wallahi.
It's a sad reality. Imagine the mom. The mom. You know, I forget your mom. Imagine your in Antahoe did has to take off her hijab to pick up her daughter in school. Yeah. So if your daughter's under the age of 18, obviously, but by the time I don't know how French system works. Obviously, Chamadi or Hase tickets or college 18 or something.
Yeah.
So
that's the
she's
thing,
not
man.
allowed to wear it. So what logic is it? So in the house, she has to wear it, but school ko wear and she has to be in a mixed school. So that's already indoctrinating Deen Taqabah.
It is, and as I was saying, like it is. This is just a start, you know. This is a statement. Like they took.
God said this year, Germany doesn't have these. What's it called? Denmark banned the burqa as well. I don't know what he's talking about. He's in Denmark right now. Denmark has banned all of that. I told you, look, it's a domino effect that's going to happen in Europe. This is why I titled it. Has France opened the doors? Right now.
It is. They did. In Holland, we have a burqa. Like the niqab is forbidden here at schools and even outside. But the thing is, you can count on your hand how many women here in Holland wear niqab. It's so little. It's so little, but the like the government even took the time to take them down. You know, that says something. It says something. It says something. It says that they have this like it itching way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on,
they
bro.
need to move. They need to do something.
Sister Fatima said they're targeting our children. Of course, this is the thing. They're targeting our children, and it is soon. Right now, Imaka, you see these Somali atheists and these Somali Islamophobes that we've been listening to and coming around. Imagine this is the aim that they're doing. We've witnessed it on our channel. So imagine this from the age of 18. This, that. You ain't gonna come on, man. This is a plan. Wallahi, I think this is a plan. If you're and I think they're executing now, and it's gonna be a domino effect. This is what I'm gonna. This movement is gonna be a domino effect. Go ahead, sister.
Just because a country banned the hijab doesn't mean it takes you out of the religion or kind of weakens your iman. You can still be a person that's practicing.
No, sis, you can.
Not wearing
But
the
sis,
hijab.
Hibs, imagine this, you growing up wearing your thing right now. I've seen you, Walala, yeah. You grew up wearing your hijab, but I could tell as a person from a young age, Allah Ya'lam, from what I've gathered in it, Walala, yeah. Imagine you not having an option. School can take us, this. You already, it's watering down you already. Do you get where I'm coming from?
I understand, but I feel like it depends on the individual. Like if you like we also need to consider the fact that we're all different people, we're all from different households, everybody has their own mindset. Some might be weaker than others, you know, it might not fit their iman, but it just means that they have to like not wear it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. So for me personally, it wouldn't affect me. If I was to be in France,
hijab ban?
that makes
That the ban is in French, you mean?
Yeah, so if I was a person living in France and I was and the hijab ban has affected me, it wouldn't necessarily affect my iman. That's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. But I think we need to look further than ourselves, you know. for example, I think my sister, you grew up with religion in your house, and you tasted the freedom of wearing the hijab. But imagine being a girl right now, 6 years old. You didn't even taste. You didn't even taste that. You know what I mean? Like
that privilege. Yeah, Hibs. This is where I'm coming from. So Ahmed gets where I'm coming from. Imagine you not having that privilege already being stripped away from you. It's already been oppressed.
It is. And that's the thing. The thing is, they wanna shove it down your throat to say, yeah, it doesn't affect you, so it shouldn't matter. It matters. Believe me, it matters that you. What I'm trying to say is that the fact that you cannot choose to wear a hijab or not is already a sign. It's a sign of something being taken away from you. And I'm not saying that all the sisters are now they're gonna get loose, or our brothers and sisters. This is what I'm saying is this attack on our ummah. For example, if you want to take down certain people, certain groups, you need to do it in tactics. And you're not gonna go and say, yo, listen, we're gonna throw all your religion around. That's not smart. What they're gonna do, they're gonna take steps. So what we're gonna do, okay, let's first target the women. Okay, how can we target them? Hijab, okay, we have them gone. These girls that are growing up right now, okay, maybe when they get older, they're not even worrying about you, my sister, like the ones at age. They are targeting the younger ones. They want the younger ones.
You're too old, Hibs, now.
So
you're too old. You grew up with your thing. You're too old now. They're targeting Kwa Kasiyar, yeah. So, like Ahmed said, imagine you not tasting that freedom of you even.
Yeah, I understand. Like someone that wasn't given the opportunity. Like there's some girls that have never worn the hijab, but then in the teens they decide to wear it, and they're basically being stripped away of the choice of wearing the hijab with this ban. I get that. Yeah.
Imagine your Hoyo coming to pick you up from school. Yeah, but imagine even this, I forget you. Your Hoyo coming to school to pick you up is not allowed to wear the hijab.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
no, so what extreme is that? Is that what?
Yeah, but even
more,
you should.
Like up about.
Imagine this. Imagine this. What did you say, sister? Sorry.
I just feel like us Muslims need to come together. It doesn't matter what country you're from, just to like have some sort of voice for the voiceless. Because right now they don't have no choice. Like it is a legislation according to them now. Do you know what I mean? There's no choice in this, and I feel like everybody should come together and make some sort of commotion about it and raise awareness.
Yeah, that's what you're saying is true. Well, it's true. We need to get together and say something about it. But as I was saying earlier, the thing is that we are not doing that. We are not doing that. That's the thing, and you can see it right now. Have you seen any person, any famous person that's Muslim, anyone who is that has a political power that's Muslim? Did you see
the one person I'm waiting for to speak up? I hate to say it, guys, is Ilhan Omar.
No,
she's awfully quiet. She's got a big following.
She's from America, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but she's still Muslim. This is a Muslim woman, though.
But sister,
this is beyond what countries. Like we said, this is beyond countries. This is beyond borders.
Yeah, this is something religious, and
and I feel like she's being too quiet about this.
Yeah, it's not because someone is. If it was about being France, being French, okay, then it was only for the French people. But this is something religion. There are 2 billion Muslims in the world. You know, it's not because, like for example, like the hadith of the Prophet saying, if one part of the body gets sick, the whole body gets sick. You know, and the hadith was talking about the ummah. If one part of the ummah get hurt, the other part needs to get hurt as well. And that's the thing. Because we are not an ummah anymore, we're not together, connected anymore, we don't feel the pain of our brothers and sisters. And that's the thing.
Stuff like this should ache, man. Like with me, like look, no offense here. I'm not and then me he Francisca Metegna, you know, but I'm feeling this. It's like what's going on here? When I heard this is fucked. Especially when a khamri khansir ibisit. That's crazy, bro. Come on, that's this is beyond liberties. This is like literally like I don't know, man. Martial law is gonna happen sooner or later. Like literally, Francisco to them to come in your yard, you can't play Quran. But sooner or later, like I'm saying, this is a domino effect. Step by step, you're just gonna hear worse and worse and worse. Maverick said we
But you
need.
know,
What did look what
Ilhan,
Maverick said? We need some opposite views on the panel. Why would you need
you know,
opposite views on the
Ilhan
panel?
Omar,
Yeah.
she's the first like female Muslim Somali hijabi politician. And with that comes a lot of responsibility, and with that comes being politically correct. So I don't see, like, realistically, I don't see her supporting this, if that makes sense, because she wouldn't want to
I get what you're
jeopardize
saying,
her
100%.
career. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So she
I
wouldn't
get what
even
you're
be the
saying.
right person to even like go to.
It's true. Yeah. I get what you're saying. And yeah, I get what you're saying about that. But the thing is, if you came up to protect the people, if you came up to stand for something and saying you are for the Muslims there, then I think these are the moments that you show yourself. Because if you're gonna come up after this with other things that are not like influential for the Muslim community around the world, that it doesn't matter. These are the times that you need to stand up. These are the times that you need to be there for the ummah. And even if it hurts, even if it because if we let this go as a ummah, if we let this go as people, as I was saying, there are gonna be more things ahead of us.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like you just have to appeal to the right type of politician. Does that make sense? Or even like reaching out to the UN to possibly do something. I know they're not the perfect platform to use. You know, there's always discrepancies everywhere you go. But I mean, you just have to make some form of ally with somebody at the end of the day.
I think, you know what I think to myself, yeah? I don't know, man. I feel like a mass London protest should happen, man. And some of these Dapper brothers and some of these brothers really need to, like, hit up the French embassy. You know how there was Kill the Bill, like there was a protest going on, they killed the bill. There needs to be a mass, like, across Europe, locally.
Yeah,
All the
even
Muslims
if
and all the
like
people that's in
we don't have
solidarity
like
with us.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
though the UK has left like European Union, even if we do the protest and just get like some sort of media coverage so
Yeah.
that they know like in solidarity of France and the ban and stuff like that, that would be good,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It would be a
I think
positive
that would be massive,
change.
sis.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that would
I
be a massive
agree.
change.
Yeah. It's a difficult situation for us as individuals, just living our lives, you know, because we are affected by this and we are living here, but at the same time, it feels like you can do nothing, and it is frustrating
Exactly.
sometimes. It is.
Yeah, and then even to boycott France, like it's so difficult for so many countries because that's their allies, you know.
It
I
is.
don't know,
But
that's the thing.
that's the thing. I think the question that these countries need to ask themselves is that: do you want an ally that does it for you? Does this for you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like
I don't think. Okay, who are the Muslim allies then? That's the thing. I don't think there's no Muslim allies on this one.
No, they are not. They're not allies. And the thing is that the Muslim community, the Ummah of every Muslim nation, from Saudi Arabia until Morocco, every one of them. The thing is that we are thinking about our own individual goals. We are not thinking as a Ummah. So that's the thing. Even your Muslim nation, even the Muslim nation that can be your ally, is not your ally because
Someone said, yeah. What do you think about this guy? Someone said, Noor Abdi said, yeah, the Muslim population is too small, so they won't take advantage of us. So they'll take advantage of us. What does that mean? I don't think the Muslim nation is small. I think the Muslim nation is powerful. You gotta remember, 1 billion strong. If to me, it's just the dawlud. If their dawlud was on point, if all Muslim nations' governance was on point, none of this
But
crap will ever
maybe he
happen.
means. I think maybe he means percentage wise in Europe, in the
In
countries.
Europe,
Yeah, maybe he. I think he means that. Like for example, the
FA
majority.
asked, yeah. I'm sorry, Sister Fatima asked. There's 6 million Muslims in I think 6 million Muslims in France.
Yeah.
Sister asked, what's
Yeah, and
the
they take up the majority of the population in France.
yeah?
So I don't. Yeah.
It's a bit, yeah, but sis, remember I said, yeah, in the next, they were scared. There was something saying the next 10 to 15 years, there's going to be a Muslim prime minister in France. We're actually going to see it soon. Because there's we're very raft in there. So, yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
but
big
do you know
population.
it's that same? You know when Barack Obama was president of the
Yeah.
United States, and black people were like he like barely did anything for them. It's like it's gonna be
Yeah.
similar. You know what I mean? Even if you have a
Yeah.
Muslim person as a prime minister or whatever it may be, do you think they're gonna support their own people? They're gonna do what's quote unquote best for the country. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Because at the end of the day, they need to have a politician's mindset. It's not about the people, it's about what's good for morale.
I hear that. So you're gonna say even if there is a Muslim leader, they're just gonna be a puppet or a face.
Yeah, exactly. They'll probably like pass a few bills to be like here and there to support the Muslim community, but they're not gonna really like be about it at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think what you're saying is true. For example, if one day let's say for example England or France or Holland gets a Muslim prime minister or president, yeah, they of course they need to work in the interest of the country, because the fact is that the majority of them are not all Muslims. You're there for all people, and that's true. That's true. But I think the thing is that it would protect the Muslims from these kinds of laws. It would not say. I'm not saying that if a prime minister comes on that he needs to gets everything in the favor of the Muslims, but he should at least protect them. At least protect them because they are also a part of this of the country, and that's the thing. Mostly these politicians, they look at us as a like we're not a part of this country.
Yeah. This is the thing.
In their eyes, you cannot be Muslim and Dutch. You cannot be Muslim and French. You cannot be Muslim and British. And that's the thing. They think if you're a Muslim, you do not care about the French people or the Dutch people or the British people.
They think you're not assimilated. But then again, should a person have to be forced to assimilate? If we live in these Western countries, you should have the freedom to live how you want to live your life, right?
Like
a homosexuality person is free to be a homosexual, isn't it? Yeah. A transgender person is free to be transgender. Yeah. Why can't a Muslim brother and sister be free to be a Muslim and practice my religion? Isn't that hypocritical?
Yeah. Me personally, I think that you should have the right to practice your religion. You should have the right to do whatever you can within your religion. You should not force it on other people. And as long as you're not doing that, as long as you're not hurting anyone else, then there should be no reason to treat them differently. And that's the thing. That's the thing that they are doing. They think if these Muslims get power, we're gonna do this and that and this. The fact is, right now, in the next 10 or 20 years, it's not gonna be like that anyways. Like we're not a majority in this country, and we are people of this country. Me personally, I'm Dutch, so I'm Dutch and I'm
Muslim.
Muslim.
But see, I had this problem with Jonas here. I don't see myself as a British person. Maybe I don't know whether I'm old first generation, yeah. First generation Somali, yeah. Come here, yeah. I don't have that attachment. I was having this argument with Jonas that I'm born here, just like you. I think Sister Hibbs was born here as well. So you have that British sort of attachment. Some people don't. Do you get what I'm from? Like I said, I'm only here for lag, really. As soon as I get that number, figure, boom, maybe passport every 10 years. That's about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sister Hibbs. You want to say something?
No, I was gonna say what Osman said about him being British, but he's also Somali. It's like everybody's mindset in this type of like generation. Like if you were born here, you consider your nationality like what you hold your British passport, you're British. You know what I mean? You're not necessarily English because you don't have no heritage here, but you're British.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he was trying to say earlier.
Yeah. I'm Dutch, by the way, but I live in Holland. But yeah, that what I'm saying, and the thing that Khalid is saying, there's a topic. Wallah, it's an interesting topic. I was talking to someone about it. Is that I think, me personally, I see myself as Dutch, and but at the same time, I'm also Somali. And the thing is, I don't think that I don't think I need to choose between them or say I'm this
I
or that.
think you do. There's times where you have to.
Yeah,
because there's certain Dutch and what is it called? This is what I'm saying. Ahmed and Hibbs. Yeah, there's certain things where your religion, your ethnicity is gonna cross your nationality. If you're saying this dual nationalism shit,
Yeah, it's true.
it's which one you obviously you're gonna choose your deen and your dagan.
Yeah, true.
Compared to, but at the end of the day, in the eyes of these native people, we are never gonna be British or Dutch.
I get what you're saying.
So I'm
not saying that I'm like these people, they love me or something like that, but I'm saying, I am a citizen here, you know what I mean? Like, I have the same right as these people. I may not be like them, but I have the same rights as them, and that's what the constitution is saying, is what their politics are saying. So but at the same time, I'm Somali.
No, I used to have this, sister, Fatima in the chat. Yeah, I used to have this mindset. You could be British, but you can never be English. Wallah, you can't even be British. I don't even think we're
You
British.
can never
Wallah,
be English if you're Somali. You can never be English.
No,
You can only be English
you're
if you
Somali.
have like your ancestors are from here.
As an ethnicity,
You know
you're a
what I mean?
Somali. True. Me as well, as an ethnicity, I'm a Somali, and I think that explains the love that you have for your country. It explains the love that you have, the desire to go back, the desire to be with your people. Is because you are from there. It's not because how you saying that. It's like for example, if I would have grown up with people that are white or natives here, even then you would always want to be with people that are like you. You know what I'm saying? You want to be with people that are like you, that look like you, speak the same language as you. But what I'm saying
the
at the
sister
same
saying right now as well? The sister saying right now as well. Yeah, they could take their papers and shut their door. Like right now. Yeah, I wasn't born in this country.
Yeah.
There's certain charges. If we were to do the mad charges or collect, they'll take your stuff off of you. You're not British then. You're not part of their system.
Yeah, true.
Right now, if we were to do what's it called? Yeah, look at the Surya Bagel thing. She was born in Bangladesh. Now Slafla, she was born in England.
Yeah,
her parents were born in Bangladesh. She went over there to do that.
Yeah, but
Exactly
that's
like she went
extreme.
there.
Come on, man.
Huh?
That's extreme. She did the most extreme thing. That's
did
why
the most
they
extreme
tried
thing.
to take her British citizen away from her, but apparently she's back. I don't keep up with the news too much.
Is she back?
Yeah,
Did they let her back in?
She's back, and I think I
Yeah, but that's
saw an
someone. You know
article
what?
on
I remember
Twitter
there was two Somali girls. Yeah. Remember the two 19-year-olds from Birmingham? I think they didn't get to go in it. They stopped them in the middle of their tracks, innit? Yeah. But it's people like that, yeah. I wouldn't. These are the people that give the rest of us bad names as well. Do you get what I'm coming from? Because some people are like, oh, she was indoctrinated. She's this, she's that. But for me, it's them type of people are dangerous as well. You know. You get where I'm coming from?
It's true.
Ringing brother Muhammad, because they give us bad names as well. Yo, brother Muhammad, welcome, big up.
But I think in the UK, in Holland, we don't have that. They can't take your nationality that easily. They can't. I think they can't. But in the UK, I heard that if you,
Hello,
let's say
Assalamu
for
alaikum.
example, if you're Somali,
Alaikum assalam, brother Muhammad.
I heard that if you, no, I've seen it even. Like if you're Somali and you have a British passport, you did a crime or something, yeah, they can send you back to
Yeah.
Somalia and take your British passport.
Yeah, they'll take it off you. Even if you're born here, if you get into, that girl, the same Bangladeshi girl's charged right now, yeah.
yeah.
The UK Queen could strip. I'm gonna go collect. They'll strip me. They'll be like, fuck that. After you do your thing, give us the passport. There's laws like that as well.
Yeah, true.
Even if you're born here,
her case was so extreme though. She went over to I don't know what country it was to be ISIS wife. Yeah, so that's very extreme. There's a difference between going to a foreign country to be an ISIS wife and committing murder. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, or just doing a petty theft. So there's a difference, and also it's
there's a big difference.
It's about navigating the Home Office and getting things like. Do you know these Tanzanian people? They know how to navigate the system way better than Somali people. I've seen that with my own two eyes when it comes to dealing with like the local authority for doing stuff for my sister. White people, Asian people, they have the upper hand when it comes to dealing with the government, whereas Somali people, they don't.
Now, because do you know they know the system. Yeah, I had the conversation with what's her name, May, the other day. My sister May is Mona. She came in. She's been working in the community scene for the last 15 years, isn't it? Yeah. Literally, she was saying this as well. She was like, "There's so much here for us, but we don't know how, exactly like you're saying, how to navigate. You can't navigate the system." And you've seen it with your sister or colleague. What do you say to my children and the white people? They know how to get everything they need.
Yeah, see, if I wasn't here for my mom, there's no way that she would have been able to survive with a special needs child. Do you know what I mean? She wouldn't have been able to do anything. Because if I wasn't in the picture and I wasn't the one advocating for my sister, there's no way that social services would have given her respite care, given her a care package. There's no way she would have had all the equipment that she has in the house right now. She wouldn't have even been offered the brain surgery that I recommended, that I put her on the waiting list for. Do you know what I mean? So many Somali parents are like afraid of the system being against them, whereas it's there.
Do you think, sister, it's the language barrier? Do you think it's the language barrier?
It's the language barrier, but it's also being scared as well. This whole nobody's gonna take your kid if you're like caring for your child.
I was gonna ask you, sister, brain surgery. She on the waiting list?
This is when she was younger, so she's already had her surgery.
She's already had her surgery, but
yeah, she's had her brain surgery at 4 years old.
Okay, mashallah, alhamdulillah. So Hoya didn't know nothing about that type of system. It was literally you that had to put everything to pieces.
Yeah, it was me. Like my mom would be there at the appointments, and I would interpret for her. It was like me that was navigating, like talking to the doctors, liaison with like all these surgeons and everything. Do you know what I mean? Putting two and two together, making sure everybody communicates, making sure everything goes smoothly, making sure like when she comes out of her surgery that everything goes smoothly at home, her post-op, all the medication. Do you know when you get transferred from like a special hospital and then they transfer you to your GP, sometimes things get mixed up in the middle. I made sure that nothing gets mixed up in the middle. And if it did, I made sure that I stood at the GP until they fill out everything that they need to. Do you know what I mean?
What does GP mean?
Oh, general practitioner.
General what?
General practice. General practice.
It's a doctor's office.
A small doctor that you see the doctor that you usually go to.
Yeah.
In Holland, you go to the hospital for major things, but your local doctor that you go to.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yes.
It's a local doctor.
That's GP. Okay.
Now, but sis, like you were doing some, like I say to everyone, please go follow her on Instagram. Afternoon Tea with Hib. She is doing the most amazing work for the Somali disabled awareness community. And like everyone's saying, like what she's doing is amazing. Half the times, like literally, were you doing recently? Was it autism awareness. Is that what you're doing, Hips?
Oh yeah, it was World Autism Awareness Week, but in
Yeah.
America is Autism Acceptance Month. So it's just raising
Mhm.
awareness about autism, how we can accept it as a community, what we can do to move forward about the taboo and the stigma attached to autism.
Mhm. MashaAllah. Like I'm saying, please, we need more and more sisters to support and get that out there.
Yeah, well, may Allah bless for you, sister. Wallahi.
Mm-hmm. Ameen. Brother Muhammad, he's been awfully quiet.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yo, guys, I will be
Alaikum
leaving.
assalam.
Thank you for the evening.
Yeah.
So I think
Big up,
I'm gonna switch with brother Muhammad. He's gonna get in for me.
Yeah, Muhammad, what do you think?
Hey,
We're gonna take over for me. Big up yourself. Muhammad, what do you think about France's new? Huh?
Yeah, I was just gonna get into that right now, literally.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the panel for you. I'm gonna come back in 2 minutes. Yeah. 1 second.
Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum salam.
Have you got like
So-
have you got a website?
Me? Oh no, I'm on Instagram. I don't have a link. Like I don't know how to attach a link to this comment chat thing. But it's Afternoon Tea with his podcast on Instagram.
Yeah, shall I? Was gonna say I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put the link on for Instagram for everyone. Yeah.
Alright, I'll get onto you there.
Quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the Instagram for you right now in the chat. So everyone, please follow her. Anything that you need to know about any type of disability with children, adults. Sister Hibbs, the person. Mohammed, hold up the panel for me. I'm coming back in 2 minutes, guys. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So, what are your views on the new legislations that have been passed in France about banning the hijab?
I think it's mad, you get me, bro. You know, it's people they're not listening yet, innit? They start to listen when it gets a bit too tough.
I just feel like there just needs to be a bit more uproar. Like, no, I didn't even know about it until this morning, like when I started seeing it on Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah, because I stopped watching the news. The news is so depressing because everything's about coronavirus.
Yeah, 100. I got sucked into it again. I used to sit on the TV early in the morning. It's not the one.
Watching the news is super depressing, so I don't even do that no more. But yeah, I just keep up the news via Instagram. So I found that through there. But I just think it's so crazy. They even allowed this type of legislation, this bill to even pass. Like I know France has always been Islamophobic, but yeah.
Yeah, but do you know what the scary thing is this time though? You know how like most times there's either like one particular group is against it, like the far left in it or the far right. It's always one.
I know, but it's just.
But this time, both of them are against it.
But it doesn't. You know, all this stuff just doesn't affect it. It's not only the Muslim community that it affects. It affects like the Jewish community as well.
What do you think the solution is?
Do you know what? I don't think there's not like one solution that we can do that will work perfectly. I feel like
what
we
would
just
you
need
say?
to come together as a one, just like do the best we can, like and protest, like raise awareness, sign petitions, get like politicians backings.
But none of that's gonna do. But that's only gonna give you favor in someone else's eye, innit? But you're never gonna have the upper hand ever doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's better than like twiddling our thumbs and doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather like try and do something than do nothing. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not saying do nothing. I'm just saying that they need that like long-term solution in.
long-term solution is appealing the bill and scrapping it completely. But the likelihood of that happening would probably take like a good couple of, like, I would say years, to be fair.
Yes.
Especially if people are so set in their ways with passing this bill, it would be so difficult to what's it called, educate them and try and get them into like reversing the bill, unless there was like a politician that would back
Yeah.
it and say we need this bill to be reversed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think that ideology they were over there, you think it's gonna come over here in Britain?
I don't think so. Like, I think there's so many things that go on in Britain about, like, I think the most recent one was about natural hair not being allowed, like afros and stuff like that in Pimlico Academy.
That's a
I don't know
minor
if
one.
you have,
Yeah. I'm
and
just saying
the
that in
colourful
that terms of
hijabs
magnitude. In that magnitude. What was that again? The last thing you
and
said.
colourful hijabs are not allowed in Pimlico Academy. So
Where is that?
it's in South London.
Or like when I say area, like what kind of zone is it in? Is it predominantly like minorities?
Oh
Or...
no, like predominantly Muslim, Somali, Asian
Yeah.
people, black. Yeah.
That's a test. They're trying to see the response.
Yeah. And people have actually walked out from school, like as a what's it called, as a form of protest. Like teachers, students have walked out of school.
Yeah.
Well, for the hijab ban, already people starting to protest and stuff like that.
No, for the so you know Pimlico Academy in South London, they're not allowed.
Yeah.
So students are not allowed to wear colourful hijabs, and black students are not allowed to have their natural hair out.
Say that again. Oh my days, I never heard of that.
So you're not, so like people that have dreads, braids, afro.
Yeah.
So your natural hair, if you have curly hair, you're not allowed to, you have to do something with it to deal. I don't know, like, I don't know what they want people to do there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Who's that gonna apply to though? Is it gonna apply to?
That's gonna affect black people and ethnic minorities. That's the only community that they've
Is that in schools or
marginalized.
is that in high school? Where does it start?
Yeah, Pimlico Academy is a high school and a sixth form. It's like joint.
So it applies to like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it now. That's a bit messed up.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. But people have already walked out and they've set their demands, and they're trying to get the head teacher to resign because he's the one that implemented the rules.
Nah, there's always someone behind them. Don't watch that.
Yeah, but at least like it's at least people are doing stuff. Like in the UK, we're quite proactive. If there's like some sort of injustice.
Sister Faye says, what do you call it? She goes, they amended the rules, so it doesn't apply now.
They amended it. They must have done that recently.
Yeah, they probably did it, innit? I must have seen it on Twitter, I think. Yeah, I've seen it on Twitter to begin with.
Yeah.
I think now you reminded me again.
I gotta go because I gotta feed my sister. Is her night feed right now.
Yeah, so it's nice speaking to you.
See you later. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, well, Hibbs, you out, yeah?
Yeah, I'm out. I've got to feed this.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up, sis. I'm going to close it in half an hour anyway, man. I've got work in the morning. So anyone wants to jump in, we're going to do our last half an hour. Big up, Sister Hibbs. Always a blessing.
Big
like
up.
I said, everyone, check her out on Instagram, Afternoon Tea with Hibbs. I'm going to try slapping the link right now or anything if I got the link. Follow the sister. She's doing the most amazing work for disability.
Big up.
Big up, Mohammed. What's popping, man? Talk to me, my brother.
Like, this legislation, bro, is giving me the creeps.
You know it is, yeah.
You know, I see the comment as well from like a year ago. I had a dream. I seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a dream.
What's that?
When you see stuff when you're sleeping in it.
Yeah, you had a dream. What was it?
Everyone just getting chased out again.
Chased out the European countries. For me, it's it. There you go, guys.
You don't even need to. You don't even need to think about it. You can think about it metaphorically, innit?
Yeah, well, for me, it's earlier. Like a couple of people did say, because there was a
Early,
couple of
yeah.
arguments. Earlier today, a couple of people were saying, "Oh, should we start ducking out? Do we need to duck out?" You get where I'm coming from. This a sign of weaknesses. You get where I'm coming from. Like some people say, we live here. We shouldn't. At the end of the day, where is their society? How come freedom was something? I want to find out what all the Somali murtads, them ones. So I'm not even in the chat right now saying, why do little girls even need to wear hijabs? It's not about girls wearing hijabs, but it's about the fact that they're being denied the right to wear them. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, man. Are you gonna air this podcast later, or it's gonna be off?
Oh no, it's gonna be there, man. This one's gonna be there. It's gonna be there for a little while. I wanted to round it off, man. I wanted to probably do an extra half an hour. You get where I'm coming from? You telling me you're gonna run it, man? Man, switch off. Let me know, guys, man. Extra half an hour should keep it rolling.
We need someone to come on the podcast. Yeah, we need to have 2 different views, you know.
Nah, it's I don't even mind talking about other things as well, man. What do you think about yesterday's explosion? You don't know about yesterday's explosion?
Yeah, well, I heard about it.
What's your thoughts on that? 8 people dead in Shanghai, Mogadishu.
Yeah, I just want to move past that, yeah, man.
This is what? Maybe this is the problem with a lot. And again, I don't want to make it a South v North thing, innit? Yeah. When you say stuff like, I want to go past it, we shouldn't even talk about it. Isn't that a problem? I don't know.
You might see from a different angle, innit? That's the thing.
I don't know what you could discuss. We could see it from any angle, but all I'm saying is 6 to 8 victims yesterday died. They were at Makahi yesterday in Shangani. Usual suspects. Some people are trying to say Al Shabaab. Some people say, I don't know what it is right now. Because I'm hearing the government was fighting some of them in Al Shabaab. What happened? Let me try and play the video furthermore. What happened? So everyone can have a little decent look at what happened. And so Ilan Haris, into all the lost victims.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, man, I just want to, give it a taxi out because I tried to do one yesterday because I came back from Speaker's Corner, did some video shoots. I was a bit tired. I tried to do an open mic. It didn't quite work out. So I was going to say,
have you got any things saved or something? Not even open mic. You should have had
No, this week I've been busy, man. I'm back to work, innit? Even tomorrow I gotta be early morning East London. That's why I want to do an extra half an hour, round it up to 4 hours because I gotta be up early in the morning.
Yep.
Crack at dawn, and so that one. So where is it? I wanted to play the video. I don't know. I wanted to play the video yesterday's thing, but yeah, it's just 6 people died. They got blown off. It's the usual. وضد السلقة وشنغاني قبل كبنادر. And I think this is the 8th one I've done this year on Somali Speakers. I spoke about the 8th bombing. I think last year was about 11. I don't know the year before. So I don't know, man.
We asked for the best solution.
The best solution is what can we do? Because sometimes it's the same. I don't know. It's just the same old. This is the thing. And for me, it's inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Times. Let's be honest.
See, we're in some very, very scary times, in the world, not just locally, but everywhere.
Nah, but this is Somali Speakers. We're Somali people. We're dedicated to home and abroad issues. That's what the whole channel's designed for. You get where I'm coming from, Mohammed, my bro. This is what we've been doing from the dot day, and you know, like I said, yeah. Well, big up my brother Dusty that showed me this hadith. If you can't stop evil with your hands, stop it with your speech. If you can't stop a hate with your heart, so what can we do as our people in Europe and you know? And it's devastation that's happening to my brothers and sisters in the Comfort has to be spoken about on Somali speakers. Because I kind of did, you know, this whole channel is awareness, and I kind of designed it on loss of life and, you know, the loss of Somali life as well. So
I say donation.
I don't even know about donation. I don't. What can donation do? Well, I don't weird them already, Mohammed. It's gone to a situation where Yal can, I don't know who's sending out these people. Hey, the money on. For what reason? Do you get where I'm coming from? Why the loss of life? Like you can't even go to like people like for and again, I'm not trying to make it a north southeast thing. But in Hargeisa, it's unheard of. Like, do you get where I'm coming from?
That's what I'm saying. You see from a different dynamic. My angle is
my
different.
dynamic. It's not about seeing
Yours is
it's the loss
comparative.
of.
You want to compare, you get me?
I don't want to compare. It's not comparing. This is what I'm saying. It's. I'm not trying to compare nothing. And it's not about comparing anything. It's not about trying to belittle anything more. And I'm not trying to bring it.
No,
But I'm
it's
just
not
trying
that.
to I'm trying to do
I'm
my
just
job.
saying.
My whole thing I designed this whole channel for is awareness, home and abroad issues. Do you get where I'm coming from? Even there's a boy in Canada. I think he just got recently shot as well. So I'm gonna play him as well.
Yes, we need to speak about that more.
But we need to speak about this one as well. I don't know why this one's hurting you, Mohammed. Is it touching home or something? Is it enough's enough? Is it the same old?
Yeah,
What
well,
is
like,
it?
just it's not even the same old, innit? You get me? You can't have that mentality. It's just it gets too repetitive in the long run. You have to widen your scope of vision.
Yeah, but well, if people are getting blown up and killed on a regular basis, what else can we do? We need to highlight this and speak about it and make sure everyone knows what these dogs of hellfire are doing. And it's a real thing that they're doing. Give me a minute, yeah. Let me just hit the mute, man. Let's just show the world what happened, and then we could talk about it.
qarax ismiidaamin ah oo qof isku soo xiray ayaa waxa uu ka dhacay xarunta saddexda geed oo ku taala degmada Shangaani gobolka Banaadir waxayna u dhowdahay xarunta qaraxu ka dhacay saldhigga degmada waxaana ku dhintay ilaa 6 ruux dhaawacna wuxuu gaarayaa ilaa 11 ruux welina ambulance waxay ka daabulaysaa goobta dhaawacyadii qaraxaasi ka dhashay waxa goobta yimid ciidamada booliiska oo xiray gabi ahaanba halkii qaraxu ka dhacay xarunta saddexda geed ayaa waxay tahay goob inta badan ay isugu yimaadaan dadkuna ay ku fiirsadaan waxayna goobtaasi ay tahay goob shaah lagu cabo cabitaanada iyo sidoo kale waxyaabaha fudud sida sambuuska ay dadka ku cunaan waana xilliga qaraxu u dhacana waxay ahayd xilli aad u saxmad badan oo dad badan ay isugu yimaadeen qaraxan ayaa wuxuu noqonayaa mid aad iyo aad u xoogan oo qasaaro badan geystay waxaana laga maqlay gabi ahaan magaalada Muqdisho waxaana hay'aduhu booliisku wali aysan arintaasi aysan cadeynin walow ay wararka qaar sheegayaan inuu ahaa qofka isqarxiyay qof isku soo xiray walxaa qaraxa saraakiisha booliiskuna noo sheegeen in wali qofka uu yaala jirkiisa qayb ka mid ah halka qarax uu ka dhacay dhaawacyada qaraxaasi ayaa waxa la geeyay isbitaalada magaalada Muqdisho waxaana halkan ka daabushay ilaa 6 ambulance oo buuxda ayaa halkan laga qaaday kuwaas oo la geeyay isbitaalada magaalada Muqdisho qaraxyada magaalada Muqdisho ka dhacaya inta badan waxay yihiin kuwa saameyn xoogan u geysta bulshada qaybaheeda kala duwan maxamed ciise kona Universal TV Muqdisho
faahfaahinno dheeraad ah ayaa ka soo baxaya qarax ismiidaamin ah kaasoo dhawaqiisa laga maqlay degmooyin ka tirsan gobolka Banaadir oo caawa ka dhacay degmada Shangaani abaara halkii saac oo daqiiqada ay la socdeen qaraxa ayaa waxaa fuliyey qof waxyaabaha qaraxa isku soo xiray sida ay noo sheegeen dad goobjoogayaal iyo saraakiil ka tirsan booliiska Soomaaliya si gaar ah qaraxa waxa uga dhacay halka loo yaqaan saddexda geed oo ay ka agdhow yihiin xarumo badan oo ay dawladdu leedahay goobta qaraxa uu ka dhacay ayaa waxa ku yaala maqaayado yar ah oo habeenkii ay soo fadhiistaan dhalinyaro badan sidoo kale waxa halkaas qaad ku iibiya haween danyar ah qaraxan waxa uu geystay khasaare iskugu jira dhimasho iyo dhaawac badan inta la xaqiijiyo weerarkan waxa ku geeriyo
Yeah, man. Apparently the brother Mo, I think he disappeared. Don't know what happened to him. And I've got this thing that in Canada, I don't know if anyone knows more about this story that just popped off in Canada. It's kind of a mad one. It's kind of a bit of a sad thing, isn't it? What are you guys' thoughts on this one? It's a 5-minute video, what I found so far. Yeah, so guys, watch this next video. It's a 5-minute clip and it's a bit of a mad one.
عليكم markaan naga daawanaysiin waa Doni Tube baa ugu barateen wararka ugu dambeeyay Allah u naxariistay Habiil Axmed Cabdullaahi Xasan oo ahaa 21 sano jir Soomaali Canadian ah ayaa galabtii Sabtida lagu dilay magaalada Toronto ee dalka Canada booliiska Toronto ayaa sheegay in Allah u naxariistay Habiil rasaas lagu furay xilli isaga iyo qof kale oo la socday oo dhaawacmay ay marayeen agagaarka wadada Dixon iyaga oo watay gaari sida booliiska ay sheegeen ilaa iyo hadda waxaa laga shakisan yahay in weerarka ay ka dambeeyeen laba qof oo madow ah oo ay da'doodu tahay 20 ilaa 30 sano jir ah gaariga ay wateen iyo labada bistoolad ee booliiska sheegeen inay heleen kadib markii eedeysanayaashii ay shil galeen xilli ay baxsanayeen sidaasna ay uga carareen gaariga ay wateen haddaba wariyaha u shaqeeya idaacadda afka Soomaaliga fadhiga VOA-da Xasan Xuseen Xaaji ayaa wareystay Xasan Cabdullaahi Tuke oo adeer u ah marxuumka Allah u naxariistay
inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raaji'uun waxaan si tiirayaan ugu tacsiyanayaa geeridii ku timid inanka adeerku ahaa walaalkii dhalay Habiil Axmed Cabdullaahi Xasan Tuke arrintii sidii u dhacday waxay ahayd gurigiisii jooga shalay laba inan ayaa la soo qadeeyey wuu soo qaaday wuxuu soo durubgareynaya around 5:30 p.m. ay guriga kasoo baxeen sidii wax u dhaceen allah yaclam laakiin sidaan ogsoonahay ogaalka aan warka ku hayno guriga baarkinka lagu sugayay maraalada soo baxeen gaariga soo qaateen iyagoo drive gareynaya jidka dhexdiisa top lightka Scarlett iyo Lawrence ayay nimankii dambiilayaasha xabadda fureen allah naxariisto inka adeerku ahaana isbitaalka ambulanska markii qaadayeen ayay telefoonka aabihii siiyey aabihii baa ku ambulanska soo wacay oo cararay isbitaalka ugu tegay saacad kadibna allah naxariisto ilaha usada waa dhintay
waa tahay xasan allah u naxariisto marka ma la og yahay sababta Habiil allah u naxariisto loo bartilmaameeyay
waxaan ka sugaynaa wixii macluumaada booliiska wax information aanu hadda hayno ilaa iyo haddeer ma hayno laakiin nasiib wanaag gaarigii dambiga geystay 2 block kadib meesha accident ku dileen accidentay ku galeen si alla xaqii baa soo baxay laakiin way ka carareen gaarigii meesha ku burburay bastoolada waxay wateen 2 lorry gun ayaa laga helay meesha iyo mid kaloo empty ah waxayna u badnaayeen ilaa ay yidhaahdeen bakaas baabuurka labada dhinac waa laga degay front sidekana waa laga degay back sidekana waa laga degay marka ilaa 3 iyo wixii ka badan 2 iyo wixii ka badan waxaan oran karnaa anaga ilaa 3 qof wayna haayeen laakiin dadkii lama hayo way baxsadeen baabuurkii waa la hayaa booliiska xalay markaan la xirin waxay yidhaahdeen haddaanu gaarigan stolen ahayn we have evidence marka iyagun baan ka warsugeynaa xalana meydkana iyagaa qaatay waxay u qaateen autopsiga waxayna yidhaahdeen ilaa 3 days ayuu kusoo kula garoobi karaa dooleedba tan markaan aasano oo needka asturano kadib baan waxaan sameynaynaa wixii dhaqdhaqaaq ah sidaan ku heli lahayn faynoonka dambiilayaashay geysteen
waa tahay xasan allah naxariistay habiil axmed cabdullaahi xasan tuke qof noocee buu ahaa da'diisa waxbarashadiisa bal haddii aad dadka ku dhegeysanayo u faahfaahiso
runtii habiil aniga waxaan la hadlayay waqti dilka dhacay around 2 o'clock duhurnimo anoo raba inaan yidhaahdo aabihii igu yiri ma jooga habiil wuxuu ahaa nin aad iyo aad ummadoo dhan waa taqaanaa very shy person ah ila badan afkaadan ciyaal iskuul ah oo college isu diyaarinayay 5 ciyaal oo walaalaah ayuu wuxuu yahay qofkii labaad runtii kelmad hadal qof kugu soo celin kara xishoodkiisa neer ku gaarsiisan yahay ayuu ahaa naxariista jan allah ka waraabiyo ta wixii information kaata waxaan banaan ka dhacayaan waxaan ka qaban karnay waxaan ognahay midna malale waxaan leenahay ilaaha nagu ammaansada meesha habeen laguma horeynin qof la dilay ugumana dambeynaya sida anigaan qabo
xasan tuke waxaa jira dhibaatadu dilalka dhalinyarada way sii socdaan dhowaan falstaff ayaa cunug isla da'daas allah naxariista habeen ama 2 sano iyo sanad ka yar lagu dilay soomaalidu waxaad moodaa weli dhibaatada dilalku inay socdaan maxaa la gudboon dadka soomaalida si dhibaatadan dhalintii halkan wax ku baratay mustaqbal laga sugayey sidan loo dilayo maxaa la gudboon soomaalida kula tahay
waxay la tahay horta soomaalida waa inay horta iyaga sii yimaadaan horta cudur dadka aafeeyey ayaa jira xilligan runtii aad bay u adagtahay sida laisugu yimaado laakiin I think waxaan qabaa aniga teleconference oo sameeyo lagu wada hadlo waxa la beegsanayo la dilayo waa dhalinyaradeenii oo from 18 ka bilow 16 ka bilow ilaa 25 years old ah naxariista jan allah siiya habeen 20 jir u ahaa walaalkii ka weyn hadda ka horna waa la dilo asna 26 jir ahaa 3 sano ka hor marka runtii dhibaatadu way badan tahay saan u sheegay habiil waa laga horeeyey waana laga dambeynaya marka haddaanan soomaalida intaynan isu imaanin aynan ka wada hadlin arrinkan runtii waxa waa dhibaatada aad u badan waxa dilayna ajnabi ma aha waxa islaynaya waa caruurtii soomaalida soomaali dilaysa 99.9%. arrintan inayna qabiil isku leynayaan waxay isku leynayaan xaafado iyo hebel baa xaafada lagu dilay revenge marka haddaanan waalidka tallaabo qaadin ayna booliiska la hadlin sida aniga aan filayaa there is no strong community isku xiran magaalada koonta jira wixii communityaa jirana dantooda raacdeen oo waxay qabanayaan waxay sameynayaan midna ma jirto
Yeah, guys, man. Lana had this to young brother Habil. Lana had this, man. It's kind of sad. That's his part. I think that's his uncle. I don't know if that was his uncle who he died talking. Pretty sad, man. Into the message, kind of got me thinking, like, when he said, "Ed Kalamaha was Somali should do this, innit?" So. I don't know, man. People them is kind of pretty, but it's a mazza, man. That kind of, you know what, like, didn't over the guys that قيبنا حق الدين تا قيبنا violence man نقول سمعني it's a mazza, man. ما دنا إلا وسهلا. تيجي نقول from مدة Somalia the month measure through time إلى the month and so hard times are coming, yeah. Mad times are coming. You know, coming from. So the brothers and sisters that opted out to, you know, lead this to us lot, so it is mad, man. Like I say. And I think, you know what, on that note, I might as well just end it. Go work tomorrow. Catch you guys on Friday. I do a stream and I got an interesting video on a premiere on Wednesday, 8 o'clock. So come by. But I ain't done a premiere for a little while, so you guys come by, inshallah, see the premiere, hit up the like button, hit up the subscribe, tell a friend, hopeful share go. ونجي ويجي then نفهم دونا then برا دونا SS that's a one channel that says with this chest. I remember when I said it